I can see the desire list of sexy beauties. June 21, 2024, Friday, 7 p.m. Rongju Art School, Wangjian Campus, Classical Dance Training Room Back Door. Huh? Where is this place? I was just customizing a surround sound system for a luxury car, and the next thing I know, I close my eyes and open them, and I'm here. Eh? Why do I still have a car key in my hand, with a bow tie design? The shape, the material. What the hell? This is the key to a real Ferrari 488 sports car, and it's the one I, personally, bought with a huge sum of money yesterday. Ling Feng trembled as he picked up the flashy red Ferrari key, his eyes shining brightly. FK me, did I just travel through time? Looks like those big shots who write time travel web novels weren't lying. You can really cross between parallel worlds. Yes, Ling Feng had time traveled. By accident, he had traveled to a parallel world called Blue Star. But that wasn't important. What was important was, he had traveled into the body of the first heir to the Ling Group in Rongju City and the He family conglomerate in Modu. He had power plus money from the start. This was a perfect launching pad, right? Even more important was, the original owner's appearance was pretty decent, about 1.78 meters tall, with a facial rating of around 82 points, the kind of face that's definitely easy on the eyes. Power plus money plus height plus looks from the start, isn't he that just like a little cow in a rocket, soaring straight to the sky? Just then. Creak. The back door of the classical dance training room opened. A beauty walked out. She was a classical dancer, tall and slender, with a delicate and sweet face. Her devilish figure and angelic face were enough to make anyone jealous. Especially now, wearing a tight body-shaping outfit, her curves in full display, her long legs graceful and slender. After just finishing practice, a few strands of sweat-soaked hair were sticking to her forehead. A quick glance was enough to make anyone fall deep into her allure. Ling Feng, have you been waiting for me here all afternoon? Looking at the flashy red Ferrari key in Ling Feng's hand, Fang Xiexue looked around with a complicated expression. Seeing no one, she continued, yes, I can tell your family is well off, and I appreciate your feelings, but that's all. I won't accept your gifts. Please don't buy such expensive things for me again. Also, it's not good for you to be seen by others. Hurry up and leave. Okay, I got it. Ling Feng quickly nodded and turned to leave. Sigh, well, the original owner saw it too, and I've done my part. I can't force it, right? Still, it was quite embarrassing to be rejected so bluntly at the start. At least she gave a pretty good exit for me. Otherwise, it really would have been a no-win situation. But, that being said, the original owner's goddess, Fang Xiexue, was really beautiful, just so captivating. What a shame. From the fragmented memories extracted from the original owner's mind, Ling Feng realized her character might not be so great. Otherwise, there wouldn't be rumors about her having an improper private life at school. Nor would people talk about how she disappeared into a narrow alley after school, getting picked up by a blue Ferrari sports car. Nor would people say she spent every weekend at a wealthy man's house, teaching his one-year-old child to dance until late at night. There were many whispers behind her back in the school. There were also quite a few male classmates who swore to save up enough money to buy an opportunity to talk with her all night. After all, everyone knew that a beautiful classical dancer like her must be amazing in bed. The most suffocating thing was that the original owner seemed to know all this and tacitly accepted it. Looking at the confident Ling Feng, who was about to turn and leave, Fang Xiexue was stunned. In the past, no matter what Ling Feng gave her, he had always been persistent and pestering, but today, why was he so unusually decisive and straightforward? Could it be that he learned the art of soft persuasion? Or had he really given up? She couldn't make sense of it, and her heart couldn't help but feel a little lost. Hey, Fang Xiexue! Ling Feng suddenly stopped, turned around, and shouted. What is it? Hearing Ling Feng's shout, Fang Xiexue pouted her sexy lips. Didn't he just say he was giving up? Guess it was just a soft attack, after all. But when she looked up, her expression had already turned cold. Didn't you understand what I meant? There's no future for us. Huh? No future. Yes, you like me, but I don't like you. So, we won't be together. What the hell? Are you crazy? Huh? I'm crazy. Fang Xiexue froze for a moment. She was actually being scolded by her dogged pursuer? Who gave him the courage to talk to her like that? Isn't that the case? Who says that when you pursue someone, you have to like them back? If not, then what is it? And why did you just give me that attitude? What about before? Sorry, before is before. I figured it out now. Hearing Ling Feng's words, she subconsciously froze, standing there quietly as if isolated from the world. At that moment, her beauty was no longer the kind that was loud and attention-grabbing, but rather subtle and reserved. Beauty trap. What the hell? If this were the original owner, that bastard would have totally lost his mind and gone after her, uncontrollably. But I'm not the original owner now. No matter how seductive you are, as long as I don't react, I won't lose control. Oh. Just then, Fang Xiexue said, "Oh," and her eyes immediately dimmed. She was the type of woman to cling onto someone endlessly. Moreover, since he had said that, it seemed he had truly given up on her. At that moment, a row of information panels suddenly appeared above her head, visible only to Ling Feng. Desire list. 1. I really hope my 1-year-old brother never grows up, so I can keep spoiling him forever. 2. Living in a 4-person dorm is so inconvenient, and those 3 roommates are always talking behind my back. It's so uncomfortable. I have to find a way to move out and live alone. 3. After moving out, I definitely want to raise a few fierce dogs, preferably males, so no one dares to gossip about me. 4. What is it like to be drunk? Is it like living in a dream? I really want to experience it. 5. I hope to find a man who can keep secrets and have a stable underground relationship, preferably one that can last. Expand for more information. Desire list. What is this? Could it be an external system? When Ling Feng saw Fang Xiexue's desire list, especially the last item, he was completely stunned, feeling like he had been struck hard. Chapter 2, Goddess, don't worry, I can fulfill your wishes. If this really is an external system in place, there's no doubt about it, this last entry on the original owner's wish list, from Goddess Fang Xiexue, is real. Ling Feng subconsciously began to think. But, I just feel like this is all too unreal. Who is Fang Xiexue? She's the campus beauty at the Wanjian campus, a top-tier beauty. According to rumors, wasn't she being kept by someone? If she's being kept, then why is she looking for a man to be her underground lover? Does she want to find a long-term, stable fling? Maybe, maybe not. After all, I'm still so disoriented right now, and everything I see might not even be real. Ling Feng couldn't help but start doubting himself. Was the rush of his crossover too hasty? Was his mental state too dizzy, making him see these illusions? Just as Ling Feng was feeling confused, a few synthetic system voices suddenly rang in his head. Ding! The Desire List task system has successfully bound to their host. Ding! This system can view anyone's desire list. Friendly reminder, for beauties who meet the appearance standards, the host can view their desire list without any mental effort. However, for ordinary people, it will require considerable mental energy. Ding! The system will reward corresponding enhancement points based on how well the host completes someone's desire list. These enhancement points can be used to strengthen the host's physical attributes. Friendly reminder, the higher the beauty score of the target, the more enhancement points the host will receive. Please note, ordinary people and those with below average looks will provide no rewards. Task rewards are as follows. 75-79 beauty score, 3 enhancement points. 80-84 beauty score, 9 enhancement points. 85-89 beauty score, 15 enhancement points. 90-94 beauty score, 23 enhancement points. 95-99 beauty score, 31 enhancement points. 100 beauty score, 50 enhancement points. Host, Ling Feng. Gender, male. Age, 21. Height, 178 centimeters. Appearance, 82. Mental, 85 plus means full mental state. Strength, 65. Agility, 57. Personal wealth balance, 1.1 million. Income source, Ling Group's fixed monthly allowance of 2 million, he family from Magic City's financial conglomerate with a fixed monthly allowance of 8 million. Enhancement points, 0 enhancement points can enhance the host's physical attributes, including height, appearance, mental state, strength, and agility. Special skills, none. My god, so much money. This isn't just dizziness, this external system is real. After hearing the system's prompt, Ling Feng's once confused heart finally steadied. He muttered to himself again. Nice, this system's ability is truly impressive. It actually allows me to see other people's desire lists. And the task is simple, just keep meeting new beautiful women, complete their desire lists, and I can earn plenty of enhancement points. Then, I can add those to my attributes. I can even enhance my height and appearance. This is amazing. Ding! Friendly reminder, the host cannot randomly choose any item from the desire list to complete. You must follow the list's top priority order. Ding! Friendly reminder, the host can consciously guide the target to adjust the order of their desire list or stimulate them psychologically to have them modify the list themselves. For example, if the target's desire list has eating hotpot as item number 9, the host can subtly guide them to strengthen their desire for hotpot, and that item will move up the list until it reaches the top. Once the target eats hotpot, the task will be completed. Har har, wow, there's even this sneaky little trick. System, you're a clever one. After clarifying the system's rules, Ling Feng looked at Fang Xieshue's desire list again and furrowed his brow, wondering which item could be easily fulfilled. 1. I really wish my 1-year-old brother would never grow up so that I can keep spoiling him. 2. Living in a 4-person dorm is so inconvenient. The 3 roommates always gossip behind my back. It makes me uncomfortable, so I must figure out how to move out and live alone. 3. After moving out, I must raise several fierce big dogs, preferably male, so no one dares gossip about me. 4. What's the feeling of getting drunk? Is it like living in a dreamy stupor? I really want to try it. 5. I want to find a man who can keep secrets and have a stable underground relationship, ideally one that lasts long. 6. I want to happily get along with my classmates and make a male friend. 7. I want to make a good female friend who understands me so that we can go shopping, eat, and watch movies together. Fang Xieshue's desire list actually has quite a few items, but the 6th item seems pretty simple compared to the others. If I guide her just a little, I might be able to get it to the top of the list. Hey, Fang Xieshue, since we can't be lovers, how about we just be the most ordinary of friends? You won't reject that, right? After working out his strategy, Ling Feng smiled at Fang Xieshue. Come on, to celebrate our lasting friendship, let me take you to the bar tonight. Ordinary friends. After all this, you still haven't given up on chasing me. Fang Xieshue shot him an eye roll and turned away, coldly replying. Although she said no, after Ling Feng's words, the item on her desire list about making friends with male classmates jumped up 4 spots, reaching 2nd place, while the item about drinking moved up to 3rd. 1. I really wish my 1-year-old brother would never grow up so that I can keep spoiling him. 2. I want to happily get along with my classmates and make a male friend. 3. What's the feeling of getting drunk? Is it like living in a dreamy stupor? I really want to try it. 4. Living in a 4-person dorm is so inconvenient. The 3 roommates always gossip behind my back. It makes me uncomfortable, so I must figure out how to move out and live alone. Seeing the changes in her desire list, Ling Feng grinned. As the system said, with a little guidance, the desire list can easily be rearranged. You see, Fang Xieshue, you've misunderstood me again. Fine, since you don't want to go out drinking with me, your newly acquired ordinary friend, I'll just go by myself. After all, I'm just a silly little guy who has no one to love me. Let me live in blissful stupor for once. With these words, Ling Feng turned around and slowly walked toward the school gates, leaving Fang Xieshue standing alone by the back door of the classical dance studio. Why do I suddenly feel like this guy has a bit of charm? His back looks pretty good too. Fang Xieshue muttered to herself, then shook her head forcefully. What's wrong with me? Have I been single for so long that I get attracted to any decent, humorous guy? But, making a witty, ordinary friend like him isn't too bad either. 1. I want to happily get along with my classmates and make a male friend. Ding! Congratulations to the host for completing one of the target's desire list items. You've earned 5 enhancement points. As soon as Fang Xieshue considered Ling Feng as her male friend, the 2nd item on her list jumped to the top. I completed one of her desire list items so quickly. Looks like my little guiding technique worked. Chapter 3, LSP, I advise you to have some boundaries. Ding! According to the reward rules, the person's attractiveness is between 95 and 99 points, and the maximum accumulated reward is 31 enhancement points. The reward for completing this desired task is 5 enhancement points. Ding! Additional reward for the host, special skill, drunkenness immunity. At that moment, Ling Feng felt a warm current instantly seep into his body. His sense of smell, previously average, increased several times, and the scent from a few meters behind him was suddenly much clearer. Special skill, drunkenness immunity can be enhanced. A state between drunk and sober increases smell sensitivity by 300%. Reminder, each enhancement of this special skill requires 10 enhancement points. Enhancement points. 5 enhancement points can be used to improve the host's physical attributes, including appearance, height, constitution, mental state, strength, agility. Wow, there's actually a drunkenness immunity special constitution reward. But it's a shame, enhancing it once uses a lot of enhancement points. Seems like it's not very useful, but the fact that my sense of smell increased by 3 times is interesting. So that fresh, delicate fragrance earlier, that was definitely Feng Xieshue's body scent. It smells really nice. But where should I allocate these 5 enhancement points? Ding! Friendly reminder, the host should enhance at least 2 different attributes, otherwise, enhancement stacking will be ineffective. If there are unenhanced personal attributes, please ensure they are enhanced in sequence, or the previous enhancements will become ineffective. Ding! Since this is the hostess' first time using enhancement points, the system recommends enhancing the appearance and mental state attributes first. After hearing the system's suggestion, Ling Feng decisively added 4 points to his appearance and 1 point to his mental state. His original appearance score went from 82 to 86, definitely a handsome guy. His mental state went from 85 to 86, achieving a fully energetic state. In today's society, regardless of wealth, who doesn't like good-looking people? So, getting the appearance right is a must. Of course, the mental state, which represents one's spirit, also can't be neglected. Oh, right, Feng Xieshue. After enhancing his personal attributes, Ling Feng turned and gave Feng Xieshue a very friendly look. I remember the bar is pretty close to your girl's dorm. How about you give me a chance to give you a ride there? Don't worry, I'm just offering a ride. Well, if you insist, then I guess I'll bother you, Ling Feng. Feng Xieshue gave a half-smiling, somewhat shy look and nodded. After all, it was just a ride. She did go to the bar, and he did go back to his dorm afterward. Seeing that Feng Xieshue agreed, Ling Feng quickly made an okay gesture and noticed that her desire list had changed again. 1. What is it like to get drunk? Is it like a dream death? I really want to experience it. 2. Living in a 4-person dorm is so inconvenient, and the 3 roommates always gossip behind my back. It feels really uncomfortable. I must find a way to move out and live alone. 3. Once I move out, I must get a few fierce dogs, preferably male, so no one dares to talk behind my back. Wow, the guidance worked again. You wanted to know what it's like to be drunk, right? Alright, let me guide you some more, and let us see if you can handle the test. Just as Ling Feng was getting into the original owner's Ferrari, worth several million, a soft, pleasant voice came from behind him. Ling Feng, how about we take a taxi? Sure, it's up to you. I don't mind. Ling Feng shrugged after getting out of the car. The original owner's goddess has so many things going on. Doesn't she find it uncomfortable sitting in a luxury car? What's so special about a taxi? Though Ling Feng didn't understand the behavior, he still naturally maintained a handsome, understanding expression and followed the goddess's lead. 5 minutes later, they successfully hailed a taxi. As soon as Ling Feng got into the car, he instinctively focused his attention on the driver. Taxi driver, Li Dawei. Age, 52. Appearance, 59 points. Height, 168 centimeters. Desire list. 1. Work hard and try to save up some pocket money for my charming vixen before retirement. 2. I must make 500 yuan in fare tonight, 150 for the old lady, 300 for my charming vixen, and 50 for cigarettes to stay awake. 3. The young lady in the back seat is really beautiful. If I could have a little time alone with her, I'd even be willing to die for it. Expand to browse more. When Ling Feng saw the third item on the list, he realized that the taxi driver had been sneaking glances at Fang Xieshue's beautiful profile through the rearview mirror. The gaze was extremely lecherous and vulgar. Although this old guy was clearly up to no good, Ling Feng didn't think he needed to beat him up just because of this. After all, if anyone had a charming little vixen like Fang Xieshue around, it'd be hard not to have such crude thoughts. Besides, with the ability to see others' desires, Ling Feng felt it would be a waste not to have some fun with it. Most importantly, Ling Feng was young and energetic. The system had mentioned that checking the desires of ordinary people would take up a lot of mental energy, but his mental state was fully charged, so he wasn't bothered by this. Ahar, I thought the bar was farther from your dorm, but who knew it would be this close? As they neared Fang Xieshue's dorm, Ling Feng intentionally made a loud, playful remark. Wow, with this short distance, you could walk back and forth in the time it takes to smoke a cigarette. Fang Xieshue, are you really sure you don't want to join me at the bar? Huh? No, Ling Feng, I'll pass. You go ahead if you want. Fang Xieshue shook her head apologetically. What is it like to get drunk? Is it like a dream death? I really want to experience it. At that moment, Fang Xieshue's desire list suddenly began flashing repeatedly. Ling Feng, seeing this, was momentarily stunned. Ding! Friendly reminder, when an item on the top of someone's desire list starts flashing, it means the desire is very strong. At this point, the host only needs to guide the person slightly to easily complete the task. Hearing the system's prompt, Ling Feng couldn't help but grin. He glanced out the window and casually said, to be honest, Fang Xieshue, this is my first time at a bar, and I have no idea what getting drunk feels like, so I just want to experience it. If I don't like it, I'll leave and go back to the dorm to sleep. Is that so? Well, in that case, I'll go with you to the bar. Fang Xieshue hesitated for a moment, but ultimately nodded. Driver, take us straight to their Nightlore bar. With a sharp brake, the taxi arrived at the Nightlore bar. It was just past 8 p.m., but the bar was already packed with people. Many women, wearing short skirts and high heels, sipped their drinks while showing off seductive postures, waiting for wealthy clients to approach. The men, meanwhile, looked around eagerly, hoping to find a woman they could intoxicate and take home for the night. Once inside the bar, Ling Feng ordered some appropriate cocktails for Fang Xieshue, and they sat at the bar, chatting and drinking. Ling Feng appeared to be talking with Fang Xieshue, but his eyes were scanning the dance floor and the whole bar. Wherever his gaze landed, the desire list of each person floated above their heads. Chapter 4 I am generally very accurate in judging people. For example, in the booth not far from them, the young woman with an 85-point appearance, holding a wine glass in one hand, stroking a pair of white mountains with the other hand, and twisting her enviable lightning hips wildly to the rhythm of the music. The first item on her wish list is, my sponsor has had sex with me for half a year, I'm in a bad mood, I want to find a manly guy to party all night and relieve my heat. Not far in front of this mistress, there sat a girl wearing a white backless miniskirt and a transparent gauze shawl on her shoulders. Her long hair fluttered gently, contrasting with the shawl, further highlighting her alternative charm. However, judging from her appearance, she could only be rated around 80 points at most. She ordered a pink cocktail and tapped the rim of the glass lightly with her delicate fingers. There was a man next to her, whose tie, watch and shoes looked so refined and tasteful, and he was whispering something in her ear. This charming girl smiled calmly as she looked at the man who always showed off his success and taste. The first item on her wish list, their AIDS family welcomes you to join. The list of desires on the head of the successful man who has no idea of his future destiny is, drink this special pink fruit cocktail I prepared for you, tonight and from now on you will be my plaything. The lights in the bar were dim, and various colorful neon lights were flashing in the corners. The colorful lights were reflected on everyone's expressions. The surrounding music was low and powerful, and the air was filled with the smell of cigarettes and alcohol, making some people look obscene, crazy, happy, or painful. Ling Feng looked at the wish lists of the people in front of him, with a satisfied smile on his face. Ling Feng, what are you looking at? Fang Xieshue, with a slightly tipsy and flushed face, drank the only sip of cocktail in the glass and looked at him thoughtfully. This guy who had been a bit of a headache for her before, now looked very charming. Could it be because he has a pair of eyes that seem to be in control of everything, and it seems that this kind of eyes always allows him to deal with various situations calmly. Nothing, it's my first time here, I'm just curious. Ling Feng turned his gaze back to the empty wine glass in Fang Xieshue's hand and was stunned for a moment. Fang Xieshue, has no one ever told you that this is not the way to drink wine? Otherwise, you will get drunk easily. What? I say, hasn't anyone ever told you that this is not the way to drink alcohol, or you'll get drunk easily? Ling Feng smiled bitterly and shook his head, then repeated, this girl really wanted to get drunk, otherwise, she wouldn't drink so happily. Fang Xieshue was startled by Ling Feng's sudden concern. Then, she lowered her voice and said, I just want to try what it feels like to be drunk for the first time, but I find that I don't seem to get drunk very easily. What? She is the type who can drink a lot without getting drunk. Hearing this, Ling Feng raised his wine glass, looked at her playfully and smiled. Fang Xieshue, to be honest, your inability to get drunk is ridiculous. But it's okay, I can hold my own. Just drink as much as you want. I will stay with you no matter how long you drink. At worst, we can stay up all night here instead of going back to the dormitory to sleep. Pfft. Fang Xieshue suddenly laughed. This guy is so interesting. Why didn't I notice it before? But how did he know that I didn't want to go back to the dormitory? By the way, Ling Feng, how do you know I don't want to go back to the dormitory? I never said you didn't want to go back to the dormitory. I just thought that if you wanted to go back to the dormitory, you would just take a few sips of the wine and go back, but you didn't. So that's just speculation. Actually, the reason is not like that. I don't want to go back, but I don't want to continue sleeping in the same dormitory with my 3 roommates because they always gossip about me behind my back, saying that my private life is chaotic, I am vain, and I am willing to be kept as a mistress in order to make more money. Ling Feng was stunned when he saw this. Indeed, this was also the basic understanding of Fang Xieshue by many people in the school, including the original owner herself, but wasn't he it? Humph, with my family conditions, I still have to be supported by others, how ridiculous. Fang Xieshue curled her lips in disdain, and then drank the cocktail that had just been filled. To put it bluntly, I just don't like to argue with others. Some things can be let go if you think about it and endure it. Anyway, in the end, the clear will be clear and the turbid will be turbid. In addition, in order to avoid suspicion, I have to go home more than half an hour later than school is over, and then sneak into the alley outside when no one is around, and take my own car to go back to see my 1-year-old brother. Even so, I still can't stop my 3 roommates from talking nonsense, and I still can't stop some people who love gossip, and they start to make up bad things about me everywhere. After hearing this, Ling Feng's impression of Fang Xieshue suddenly changed drastically. It turned out that it was all a misunderstanding. He never thought that the original owner's goddess was not only beautiful, but also an invisible rich woman. According to the memories that Ling Feng extracted from the original owner, Fang Xieshue had caused quite a stir when she entered school 3 years ago. At that time, when she was taking the classical dance examination, she was secretly photographed by a fellow candidate performing a beautiful split in the air. As a result, it made the front page headlines of many well-known websites such as Baidu, and was later reposted crazily by many people. After school started, apart from the rumors that she was immoral and was kept as a mistress by a rich man, she has always been a low-key person. Even in the past 3 years, there hasn't been much gossip about her. At least as far as the original owner's memory is concerned, Fang Xieshue seems to be still single, not to mention having a boyfriend. But why would such a beautiful girl who is low-key, has delicate facial features and is not short of money still have the desire to find a long-term and stable sex partner? It's really a bit strange. Thinking of this, a bold idea suddenly flashed through Ling Feng's mind. If I told her Fang Xieshue's wish list, how would she react? Fang Xieshue, I think that 4-person dormitory is not convenient for you to live in. Besides, your 3 roommates point fingers at you behind your back every day. This feeling is really uncomfortable. If it were me, I would have to find a way to move out and live alone. Also, after you move out, you must get a few big, fierce dogs to guard the house. Male dogs are best. That way, no one will dare to harass you, let alone point fingers at you. Don't you agree? When Fang Xieshue heard Ling Feng mention 2 items on her wish list, she was stunned for a moment and even a little surprised. Oh my god, why are his ideas so similar to mine? At this moment, after Ling Feng finished speaking, he suddenly felt very comfortable in his heart. He picked up the wine glass in front of him and drank it all in one gulp, imitating Fang Xieshue. By the way, Fang Xieshue, what do you think it feels like to be drunk? Is it like living a life of drunkenness and dreaming of death? Tell the truth, do you want to experience it? Okay. Fang Xieshua's eyes suddenly lit up, then we won't go home until we're drunk tonight. At this moment, a man suddenly stood up at the bar not far away. He looked around. Then, he picked up the wine glass and walked towards Fang Xieshua. However, when he saw Ling Feng standing up and being half a head taller than him, he decisively gave up and walked towards the mistress who was treated coldly by the financial sponsor. Seeing Ling Feng standing up and staring at the mistress intentionally, Fang Xieshua smiled and said, "Why, is she prettier than me?" Ling Feng shook his head, "No, I just feel a little sorry for her." "Why?" "Because she is about to be drugged and taken away by their hunter as a profitable prey." "What?" Fang Xieshua frowned. Could there be someone who dared to break the law in broad daylight? She couldn't believe it. Then she turned her head and looked at the mistress with Ling Feng. Ling Feng did not explain anything. In his eyes, the top of the man's list of desires was, "It's rare to see such a high-quality prey. I must drug, control, and take her away. In the future, I will let this prey serve customers and make money for me." Chapter 5. Let us go and continue somewhere else. In less than a minute, Fang Xieshua covered her mouth in surprise. She really saw that after the man started chatting with the mistress, he took advantage of the other party's distraction and quietly dropped some powder or unknown object into her wine glass. "Oh my god, how did you know?" Fang Xieshua was suddenly a little panicked. "Because when we came in just now, I accidentally saw that man looking around furtively, fiddling with some white powdery stuff in his hands." Ling Feng replied indifferently. He was not stupid, and he would not tell Fang Xieshua that he could see other people's wish lists. "No. I have to go over and warn that young lady, so as not to fall into her trap." Fang Xieshua just stood up and was about to go over when Ling Feng grabbed her hand. "Do you see those guys with shifty eyes over there? They are all his accomplices, so it's useless for you to go." Ling Feng quickly pulled Fang Xieshua's hand, curled his lips towards the door of the bar, and said, "Don't worry, we don't need to take the lead in this matter. If I'm not mistaken, the girl's family will be here soon." Fang Xieshua looked up and saw that there was indeed a middle-aged man in his 50s rushing into the bar entrance, with 3 or 5 young and strong guys behind him. After looking around the bar, the middle-aged man locked onto the location of the mistress in just a moment. "Oh my god, is it so magical?" Fang Xieshua looked at Ling Feng in shock, who had a dull expression in front of her. "Who is this guy and why does he keep a low profile in school?" "It's nothing magical. It's just the experience I summed up because I'm good at observing others. By the way, Fang Xieshua, how about we leave here? I guess there will be a fight soon." Ling Feng pulled Fang Xieshua up and left the bar before those people got to the mistress. A moment later, music boomed from the bar behind. Ling Feng and Fang Xieshua stood on the street and stayed there for a while intentionally. Suddenly, screams were heard in the bar music stopped abruptly, and then there were the sounds of various bottles breaking. Sure enough, there was a fight. Fang Xieshua looked at Ling Feng with her mouth opened in disbelief. "Ling Feng, you are such a good observer. Then can you tell me how you are able to predict the future so well? Also, why can you tell at a glance that the bad guy wanted to drug me, and how did you know?" Ling Feng reached out to stop a taxi, turned around and smiled at Fang Xieshua. "We are all studying art. Didn't your acting teacher teach you that the most important basic lesson in acting is to learn to observe the psychological activities of various characters?" "Yes. But now I have only learned to observe a person's psychological emotions through his behavior and eye expressions." As Fang Xieshua was talking, she and Ling Feng got into a rental car and left. "Ling Feng, since you are so good at observation, can you observe what I want to do most now?" Fang Xieshua turned her head and looked at Ling Feng's handsome profile with a slightly frown. Can he really see what I am thinking? "Driver, Xingda Hotel is in front, thank you." Ling Feng couldn't help but smile and looked at her. "Fang Xieshua, is this what you want to do?" Fang Xieshua suddenly chuckled when she heard that. The look she gave Ling Feng was brighter than before. He had guessed it right again. Moreover, this guy seemed to be even more handsome when he smiled. How did he do that? Seeing that she did not make any rejection, Ling Feng asked the taxi driver to continue driving towards the Xingda Hotel. Halfway through the journey, Ling Feng was in a daze deep down. He really didn't expect things to develop so quickly. Although everything that happened today was surprising enough, it was also a bit too unexpected. However, Fang Xiexue would glance at Ling Feng with a slight smile from time to time. Her eyes were moving, her expression was shy and cute, and various thoughts popped up in her mind from time to time. The two people had their own thoughts in their minds until the driver stepped on the brakes. Arrive. When Ling Feng looked up, he saw the gate of Xindar Hotel. Wait. Fang Xiexue suddenly grabbed Ling Feng after getting out of the car. I seem a little nervous. Don't be nervous. I'll book 2 rooms. After we get drunk, we can go back to our own rooms. There's nothing to be afraid of. Ling Feng patted her hand gently and comforted her with a smile. That's right. I don't know why, but Fang Xiexue is actually a little nervous now. Ling Feng didn't care either. After all, women sometimes get a little nervous when they really have to face that kind of thing. Ling Feng could probably understand her current mood, but when he saw Fang Xiexue's tight body-shaping clothes and her youthful, beautiful, and nervous appearance, he couldn't help but feel dry in the mouth. Arriving at the hotel front desk, Ling Feng quickly booked 2 luxury suites worth 1,688. When the waiter handed the room card to Ling Feng, he couldn't help but glance at Fang Xiexue. Ling Feng instantly saw the waiter's first wish list that was pinned to the top and kept flashing. If I had her devilish figure and pure lustful face, I would definitely be better at playing and being more popular than her. Thank you. Ling Feng took the room card and turned around. Fortunately, you don't have the figure that Fang Xiexue has, otherwise, your boss will sooner or later keep you by his side as a secretary, and you will have work to do day and night, and you will be exhausted. Ling Feng and his friends' rooms were all on the 28th floor. As they stepped out of the elevator, a bold man in bright and fancy clothes and looking angry came towards them and passed by them. Although the other party walked very fast, Ling Feng had a clear view of the list of desires in his mind at the moment. 1. Damn it, I can't take it anymore, I need to vent my anger, I want to go to the bar and fight 2 people at once. 2. I am only 10 minutes late today. Look at the rest of them. None of them is worthy of my attention, especially technician number 6. She is short and flat with a layer of fat on her belly. How dare she claim to be a 3,000 yuan debutante? It makes me sick just thinking about it. I might as well go to the bar and find a student girl. At least the debutante will be a virgin. When the elevator door closed, Ling Feng was stunned. Grey trade. High-end escort. 3,000 per session, wouldn't a one-night stand easily cost over 10,000? If the customer wants nationwide door-to-door service, wouldn't the price be several times higher? I've only heard of it before, but never seen it with my own eyes. We met today. It seems that this kind of thing does exist. However, Ling Feng is not interested in these outside girls. After entering the room, Ling Feng called the front desk, ordered some midnight snacks and 3 bottles of red wine, and then sat comfortably on the sofa. The floor-to-ceiling windows in this room are very large, and in front of it is the night view of most of Chengdu City, which looks absolutely wonderful. If you sit on the sofa, you will immediately feel like you are in control of your life. No wonder many big shots or successful people in TV dramas like to stand at this height and look out. It turns out that this feeling is really comfortable and refreshing. Just as Ling Feng was deeply experiencing this kind of deep empathy that he had never experienced before. Fang Xiexue, who came with them, was actually a little at a loss. She first walked slowly to a chaise longue, neither sitting nor standing. Then, he didn't know what to do with his hands, so they were half hanging in the air. His face was full of indecision. No, it's too fast, everything is happening too fast. She occasionally glanced at Ling Feng's handsome figure and handsome face, and her heart was beating violently. What I think in my mind and what I have to face in reality are indeed 2 completely different states. From this point of view, Fang Xiexue's mentality is a little broken at this moment. It must be tiring to stand here, Fang Xiexue. Why don't you sit down and have a rest for a while? When the midnight snack and wine arrive, we can chat and enjoy the food and beautiful scenery. Ling Feng turned his head and noticed Fang Xiexue's shy look. He suddenly felt happy in his heart. Wow, it's not hard to see that this girl has no experience at all. In fact, Ling Feng didn't have much experience, but he was thick-skinned and could watch Fang Xiexue's every move whenever he wanted. So in this scene, he has the upper hand. Yeah. Fang Xiexue nodded obediently. I understand. Looking at Fang Xiexue, who never even looked at the original owner in the eye at school, at this moment, her pure and beautiful face was so red that it could be pinched to produce water, and she looked like she could be picked at any time, which made Ling Feng feel numb all over. Chapter 6. You understand my needs best. Ling Feng, is this really your first time to be alone in a room with a girl? Fang Xiexue whispered something in a voice that she could hear herself, and the blush on her face slowly disappeared, leaving behind a new attitude after adjusting her mentality, and of course, a hint of anticipation. In the past, she had imagined countless times late at night what kind of man she would be sharing a room with in the future. I have also imagined many beautiful scenes, such as a leisurely stroll under the white moonlight, a romantic candlelight dinner for two, etc. But now these ideas are obviously about to be realized. Why am I so nervous that I dare not even look at him? Little did she know that just when Fang Xiexue was very excited deep down, her list of wishes was once again clearly seen by Ling Feng. Especially the wish list that was originally number 5, has now quietly climbed to the second position, only one step away from the top position. 1. What does it feel like to be drunk? Is it like living a life of drunkenness and dreaming of death? I really want to experience it. 2. I hope to find a man who can keep a secret and have a stable underground relationship with him, preferably one that can last a long time. Looking at Fang Xiexue's latest suffocating list of desires, Ling Feng couldn't help but let a playful smile appear on his face. Quite interesting, looking forward to it. After a moment, Fang Xiexue changed into slippers, slowly walked across the chaise longue to Ling Feng, and sat down very generously. Then he adjusted his breathing rate, took a deep breath, and said word by word. Ling Feng, you know, for a young girl who has not experienced much of the world, tonight is of great significance. Because I have never been so close to any member of the opposite sex other than my relatives, so I hope this is a secret between the two of us. Please don't tell anyone, okay? Just as Ling Feng expected, the girl finally plucked up the courage to say such a heartfelt statement. Yes, women also have needs, and their needs are sometimes no less than men's, but they are good at hiding them, and it just so happens that Ling Feng is good at discovering such hidden needs. But what surprised him most was that Fang Xiexue was still a virgin. The first time still. If this is the case, then all the previous rumors about her are really not credible at all. Thinking of this, Ling Feng couldn't help but feel a little curious about Fang Xiexue. Or maybe it was because Fang Xiexue's current state of mind was unstable that the first item on her wish list was always to experience the feeling of being drunk. Because of this, Ling Feng is currently unable to figure out the exact ranking of the rest of her wish list. No problem, this is a secret between the two of us, of course I will keep it to myself. Ling Feng nodded. Just at this moment, the doorbell of the room rang, and the waiter outside brought in 3 bottles of red wine along with a wine decanter, and also prepared several delicious midnight snacks. After the waiter left, Ling Feng placed a small round wooden table 2 meters in front of the floor-to-ceiling window. After setting the supper, he opened a bottle of red wine and waved towards Fang Xiexue. Come on, sit here, and let's enjoy the beautiful night view of Chengdu. Yeah. Fang Xiexue nodded in response. When the two of them sat around the round wooden table, they began to eat, drink and chat. Perhaps it is because the night view outside the window is like a beautiful painting, with shining stars and hazy moonlight, which makes people feel relaxed and happy. Or maybe it was because the taste of the red wine in the hotel was different from that in the bar. Fang Xiexue slowly began to feel like she was half drunk. Afterwards, when the two of them were chatting, she would sometimes be amused by Ling Feng's words, and sometimes she would be secretly delighted because Ling Feng said something that hit the nail on the head. This wonderful feeling was something she had never experienced in her life. After a while, the 3 bottles of red wine were finished. Fang Xiexue stood up, shaking a pair of trembling white mountains, and stared at Ling Feng with her charming yet confused eyes. Deep in my heart, I couldn't help but feel waves of pain and helplessness. If I wasn't about to face something irresistible, how nice it would be to walk with him openly, love him, hold hands legitimately on various occasions, and show our love on the homepages of Weibo, WeChat, and QQ. Pity. Huh? Fang Xiexue, why are you drinking so fast again? Ling Feng put down his wine glass and stood up directly. What is this girl thinking about? I know that your proud pair of D+ white mountains are really mouth-watering. You won't starve even if you give birth to 3 children in one breath. But we can't eat hot tofu in a hurry now. We have to take everything slowly. The next moment, he looked up and saw that Fang Xieshue's expression seemed a little strange. Her eyes began to slowly close, and her chest was still heaving. That seductive little mouth kept moving softly towards him. Ling Feng, kiss me quickly. Ding! Congratulations to their host for satisfying the other party's two desires of living a life of drunkenness and dreaming, and underground romance. Ding! According to the reward rules, the opponent's appearance score between 95 and 99 points can be accumulated up to 31 points of reinforcement points. The reward for the host to complete the desire mission this time is 11 points of reinforcement points. Ding! Extra bonus host special skill, titanium alloy steel body, physique. Afterwards, Ling Feng felt a warm current slowly seeping into his body, reaching a certain part, nourishing it and making it thrive. For a moment, he felt as if he wanted to burst his body, and he would not stop until he conquered the pure girl in front of him. In an instant, two thick secretions of opposite sex hormones snuggled tightly together in mid-air. Special skill, titanium alloy steel body one-time skill. Can transform any part of the body into a titanium alloy steel bar, increasing the strength by 500%, extending by 20%, and increasing the touch sensitivity by 200%. The duration is 60 minutes, and it can be triggered once every 120 minutes. Strengthening points. 11 strengthening points can enhance the host's physical attributes, including appearance, height, physique, spirit, strength, and agility. Fuck, this is really a blessing after a long drought. Without further ado, system, this time I want to strengthen my strength by 10 points and my mental attribute by 1 point. The next day, when Ling Feng woke up, it was already around 11 o'clock in the morning. The dazzling sunlight shone in from the window, and the originally clean and tidy white sheets were now in a mess. There were a few bright red marks on them, telling of the traces of a fierce battle between him and Fang Xieshue last night. Subconsciously, Ling Feng sat up from the bed, looked around, and found that Fang Xieshue was nowhere to be seen. So, he put on his clothes, suppressing the discomfort coming from his thighs, and hurriedly searched in the bathroom, living room, and washroom. As a result, there was no sign of Fang Xieshue at all. Ling Feng suddenly felt an inexplicable heartache and loss surge into his heart. Although he was able to take advantage of Fang Xieshue because of the system, she was his first woman in this parallel world after all. It would be strange if he didn't feel heartbroken and disappointed. Just at this moment. Buzz. The phone suddenly vibrated. Brother phone, remember to keep our secret. By the way, did you know that you were so rude last night? You tortured me all night, causing me to have to rest for a few more days before I can recover. However, you were still able to stand up straight this morning. You're amazing. After Xieshue recovers, we'll fight again another day. Okay, Xieshue needs to catch up on some sleep. Don't disturb me if you have nothing to do, Mua. I'll always love you, baby Xieshue. Ling Feng picked up his phone and took a look. A smile of regaining what he had lost instantly appeared on his face. What more could a husband ask for in life if he could have such a beautiful wife? Chapter 7. This little sister is interesting. After receiving Fang Xieshue's message, Ling Feng was in a good mood. After everything that went well last night, he had personally verified that it was indeed Fang Xieshue's first time. During the process, Ling Feng always felt that although her movements were clumsy, she was very, very proactive, so proactive that even Ling Feng felt a little surprised. This may be related to the fact that the rich girl grew up in an overly depressing environment. Ling Feng didn't think much about it and replied immediately, "Got it, Sister Xieshue, have a good rest." Then, he checked his personal attributes while washing up. Host, Ling Feng. Gender, male. Age, 21. Height, 178 centimeters. Appearance, 82 points plus 4. Spirit, 85 points plus 2. 85 points or above is considered full. Strength, 65 points plus 10. 70 points for ordinary people. Agility, 57 points. Personal wealth balance, 1.09 million. Income source, Ling Group S fixed monthly pocket money of 2 million, Magic City S Chaebol He Family S fixed monthly pocket money of 8 million. Enhancement points, 0 enhancement points can enhance the host's physical attributes, including height, appearance, spirit, strength, and agility. Special skills. 1. The body that is not drunk can be strengthened. In the state of being drunk but not drunk, the sense of smell is increased by 300%. Remember, each special skill enhancement requires 10 enhancement points. 2. Titanium alloy steel bar. Can transform any part of the body into a titanium alloy steel bar, increasing the strength by 500%, extending by 20%, and increasing the touch sensitivity by 200%. The duration is 60 minutes, and it can be triggered once every 120 minutes. Fuck, this special skill of titanium alloy steel body is still there. Luckily this skill worked well last night, otherwise my old waist would have. No, I remember this special skill wasn't a one-time use. Ding! Friendly reminder, a one-time skill will automatically become invalid after use, and the host cannot use it again. Upon hearing this, Ling Feng rolled his eyes. He was speechless. Why was it still there when it has already become ineffective? Why not just make it disappear? It made me happy for nothing. 20 minutes later. After washing up and packing his things, Ling Feng left the hotel. Not far from the hotel gate. Buzz. The phone vibrated again. Old Ling, if I'm not mistaken, you were rejected coldly by the campus beauty of Fang University again. Do you know why you are always rejected by others? I have the answer here, show some sincerity first. Second brother, are you going to travel the world alone? Ling Feng looked at the nickname with a unique flavor on WeChat, and instantly extracted all the information about the other party from the original owner's memory, including height, appearance and habits. This second brother, traveling the world alone fellow was actually named Wang Chao. He was the original owner's college classmate, best friend and roommate, and also an extremely experienced LSP. However, the family conditions are not bad. His parents opened a friend's chain supermarket locally, with an annual income of more than 200 yuan. Also, because his parents have always had the idea of raising daughters in wealth and sons in poverty, his sister's monthly pocket money is at least 30 yuan, while his monthly pocket money is less than 1/10 of his sister's. When he was in his third year of college, this guy started to make a living under the guise of internship. On the surface, he was trying to make a living and supplement his family income, but in reality he wanted to find a girlfriend so that his family could increase the level of his pocket money. As a result, more than half a year has passed, and he is still single. At this moment, the other party sent another message. Old Ling, let me tell you, if you miss this opportunity, you will never get it again. What are you still hesitating about? Show your sincerity now. Okay, stop talking nonsense. Is one big buck enough? Ling Feng sorted out his thoughts and replied to the message according to the original owner's habits. At the same time, he sent another big buck to the other party. If you don't have money, then you don't have money. Just say it directly. If you don't know what you said, people would think you were signing a contract to sell yourself. However, if I tell you that our school beauty Fang Sheshua has been killed by me, I don't know how you feel. I'm really looking forward to your expression as a single dog. Oh my god, Mr. Ling is always so awesome. Okay, stop talking nonsense and get down to business. Lao Ling, I'll send you a location later. We'll meet there at 2 p.m. Immediately after the other party sent this message, the location of a plastic surgery school was sent over. Ling Feng took a look and saw the location of a plastic surgery school called Yuahao. The location is very good, close to the lively city. Yuahao Plastic Surgery Medical College, is this guy asking me to go there to become a handsome guy? I don't think it's necessary. Besides, no matter how good looking I am, I have Tonesy, so what am I afraid of? Forget it, no matter if it's plastic surgery or not, let's go and take a look first. Ding! Congratulations to their host for triggering the blind hit effect. Ding! Congratulations to their host for obtaining a special item, 1 low-level consumption card. Special props, low-level consumption card upgradable. If the amount of spending with this card is within 100 yuan, it will trigger a 1/6 times cashback effect. After the system sounded, a golden card appeared in Ling Feng's pocket. He took out the card and took a look at it, then he was too exhausted to complain. Damn it, my family now has nothing but money, what is the use of giving me this thing? Having said that, he didn't throw the card away. Maybe it has something to do with being poor in the previous life. When Ling Feng arrived at Yuahao Plastic Surgery College after a simple lunch, it was just past 1 p.m. There is still some time before the time agreed by Wang Chao. Ling Feng thought that he had nothing to do anyway, so he walked into the Yuahao Plastic Surgery and Medical College without hesitation. A medical school for cosmetic and plastic surgery is a place where people receive services such as cosmetic treatments, skincare, and spa treatments. Since the 1990s, it has gone through several stages of development and has now developed into a conditioning beauty stage. The services are extensive and diverse, covering skincare, pure natural professional skincare, pure natural wrinkle and anti-aging, massage, aromatherapy, ear candles, and other projects. After entering the second floor of the School of Plastic and Aesthetic Surgery, Ling Feng saw many young ladies with nice figures busy shuttling around in the waiting hall. The backs of these young ladies are so graceful that one can be deeply attracted by them at first sight. Unfortunately, no appearance can reach more than 90 points, and the highest score is only around 85 points, and that is only due to a pair of explosive balls. So, this is one of the reasons why many young ladies come to the beauty salon. Ling Feng found an empty seat in the nearby waiting area and sat down, then glanced at a few young ladies whose looks were around 85 points. Then, their wish lists were presented one by one. Xiao Minute S wish list. 1. I don't want inner beauty, I want outer beauty, preferably the kind that can tear through clothes, in which case I must be the general manager's secretary. 2. Before the whole thing starts, you must first arrange a hot pot meal, the kind that is super spicy. Wang Jizhou S wish list. 1. I already have a big, explosive dumpling and a devilish body. If I also have a pair of big, electric eyes, I won't want any man unless he earns less than $1 million a year. 2. If you want to live a good life, you must have more surgery on your body. Here comes the big-eyed, rich daddy of Karslan. Fuck, why are these women more cruel than each other? It seems that they are all gold diggers. Ling Feng smiled bitterly and shook his head. Fortunately, we have a system that can see other people's desire lists. Otherwise, just by looking at the appearance, we really can't tell who is a gold digger, a green tea bitch, or even a scumbag. Just when Ling Feng was about to put away this ability, a young lady in a blue uniform and a tight skirt suddenly trotted past him. Judging from the appearance, he is only about 1.68 meters tall. But the girl's figure is extremely sexy, especially the pair of balls that flashed by and seemed to burst the clothes, which made people tremble and couldn't help but praise, wow, so white and so big. In a moment, the young lady ran to a guide desk and stood there. It can be seen that she is the guide of this plastic surgery hospital. Seeing this, Ling Feng quickly turned his gaze to the other party. Name, Jiang Xieye. Age, 22. Appearance, 92 points. Height, 169 centimeters. Wish list. 1. I'm so sleepy and want to drink coffee, but the coffee I ordered a long time ago hasn't been delivered yet. Bad review. 2. My dear sister Zhu, please make me a permanent employee soon. I have been doing internship for more than a month and my performance in all aspects is excellent. 3. I really want to rent a house by myself. I don't want to share a house with that fat sister who loves to snore. 8. I really like the pace of life in Rongju. I really want to find a handsome guy in Rongju, preferably one who has a house on Yingbin Avenue. Chapter 8. You are quite accurate in judging people. Ling Feng's slightly meaningful gaze had already fallen on Jiang Xieye. He looked her up and down, with a hint of laughter in his eyes. It was quite interesting that the first on this young lady's wish list was to drink coffee. It was so simple to satisfy her desire. It was a piece of cake. Moreover, the other party's appearance system gave a very high score, so the task rewards taken from her would definitely not be small. Ding! Friendly reminder, the system's criteria for judging the beauty of beauties are based on the host's aesthetic perspective. Ding! According to the reward rules, the opponent's appearance between 90 and 94 points can accumulate up to 23 reinforcement points, so the host must work harder. Oh, no wonder every time I see a beauty with a score above 90, I always feel pleasing to the eye and comfortable looking at her. It turns out that these are all scores given by Tongzi according to his own aesthetic standards. Yes, this Tongzi is really a smart guy, but unfortunately, the other party doesn't seem to know me. If you walk up to someone and start a conversation now, it would seem a bit abrupt and you will probably be treated as a street urchin. If things go wrong, not only will the mission not be completed, but also both people and money will be lost. No, I have to think of a way to have the best of both worlds and fulfill her desire naturally. Just as Ling Feng stood up and prepared to go over to chat, he suddenly heard hurried footsteps in the stairwell behind him. Subconsciously, he was stunned. Then, combined with the contents of Jiang Xiaoye's first wish list, there was no need to look or think too much, the hurried footsteps must be from the delivery guy who brought her coffee. In other words, the delivery guy must have the coffee ordered by Jiang Xie. Well, that's good. This delivery guy arrived just in time. Now I have a reason to strike up a conversation with him. Ling Feng curled his lips inadvertently. Then he turned and walked towards the stairwell, talking on both sides. As soon as Jiang Xie returned to the information desk from the bathroom, she began to look around. Huh? I clearly saw the delivery guy in the mini-app moving around here. How come he hasn't delivered the food yet after so long? Could it be that this delivery guy got lost around here? I'm so annoyed. I feel sleepy again. If I had known, I wouldn't have watched the drama last night. Jiang Xie lowered her eyes and looked at her phone again. She saw that the delivery boy's location suddenly stopped moving again, and her face was full of displeasure. Why is this delivery guy not moving again? So annoying. He can't even find me at such a short distance. Bad review, must give a bad review. Miss Xie, right? At this moment, Ling Feng came over with a cup of coffee. Oh, yes, who are you? What's the matter? Jiang Xie subconsciously looked up at Ling Feng. Who is this man? I don't seem to know him. However, he looks pretty good. Hello, Miss Xie, my name is Ling Feng. I just bumped into a delivery guy in the stairwell. He said he twisted his foot. I asked him if I could help him. He said he had a coffee delivery for a girl named Xie that hadn't been delivered yet. He asked me if I could help pass the coffee to a girl named Xie. I said yes. Just now, I saw you looking around absent-mindedly. I guess this cup of coffee is yours. Wow, Mr. Ling, you are such a careful observer. Yes, this cup of coffee is mine. Thank you, Mr. Ling. Jiang Xie took the coffee, glanced at the takeaway information, and nodded repeatedly to express her gratitude. In this way, Ling Feng easily gained the other party's favor. By the way, Mr. Ling, would you like some coffee? I'll treat you. I'll order you a cup now. Jiang Xie took a sip of coffee and said with a satisfied look on her face. No, thank you for your kindness. Ling Feng shook his head. Ding! Congratulations to the host for satisfying the other party's desire to drink coffee. Ding! According to the reward rules, the opponent's appearance score is between 90 and 94 points, and a maximum of 23 reinforcement points can be accumulated. The reward for the host to complete the desired mission this time is 5 reinforcement points. Strengthening points. 5 strengthening points can enhance the host's physical attributes, including appearance, height, physique, spirit, strength, and agility. Wow, the system's reward arrived so quickly, that's great. There are still 5 bonus points for strengthening. Don't rush to use them now. Save them for later. Ling Feng couldn't help but mutter to himself happily. Wow, it tastes delicious. Mr. Ling, are you sure you don't want a drink? It's okay, it's just a cup of coffee, it's not worth much money, but I, Jiang Xie, can still afford it. At this time, Ling Feng's attention was all on the system rewards, and he didn't hear what she was saying at all. By the way, Mr. Ling, are you here for plastic surgery as well? Jiang Xie saw that Ling Feng ignored her, but she didn't seem embarrassed. Instead, she found another topic and whispered, Mr. Ling, to be honest, I have an internal discount here. If you really come here for plastic surgery, I can give you a 20% discount. That way, you can use the remaining money to buy lots of coffee. Thank you, I really don't need it. Ling Feng, who had recovered from his shock, quickly shook his head, but you seem to like coffee very much. I have no choice. I love watching TV series at night and have to go to work during the day. Coffee is a must. Jiang Xie nodded affirmatively. Ling Feng smiled and said, I heard that people who love to drink coffee are optimistic and love life, especially girls. They must be liked by many boys. Oh, from what Mr. Ling said, you are interested in me too. Jiang Xie was a cheerful and lively girl. She was not angry because of Ling Feng's teasing words. Instead, she raised her eyebrows and asked naturally. No, I dare not. We just met for the first time, how dare I have such evil thoughts? Besides, if your boyfriend knew about it, I would be beaten so badly that I wouldn't even recognize my own parents. Ling Feng waved his hands quickly. After saying this, Ling Feng was a little surprised. He wasn't originally such a smooth talker. But many girls just like this. So, those playful and flirtatious words he just said were the first time he said them, and he spoke them very awkwardly. Jiang Xiaoya burst out laughing. "Oh, Mr. Ling, I don't have a boyfriend. I'm still single." "No way. Who would believe that a beautiful girl like you hasn't even told anyone about her boyfriend? Anyway, I won't believe it. Even if you don't have a boyfriend, the people pursuing you must be lined up for at least 8 miles away. Mr. Ling is really good at talking. If there were so many people pursuing me, I would have found the best man among them and married myself." "Not necessarily. You now give people the impression of a young lady who hasn't had enough fun and wants to play for a few more years to be free and carefree." Jiang Xiaoya laughed again when she heard this. Mr. Ling, you are very good at judging people." Because Ling Feng has the other party's wish list, he can successfully avoid the sensitive points in every conversation and only talk about things that the other party likes to hear. So, the two chatted for quite a long time and both sides were very happy. The visuals are beautiful too. Just like a young couple laughing and giggling. Not good. If Sister Zhu finds out about our idle chat during work hours, we're done for. Jiang Xiaoya subconsciously glanced at the doctor's office on duty at the corner of their hall. Their whole person suddenly became panic-stricken. She knew her sister Zhu very well. Especially if you are not doing your work or chatting during working hours, once you are caught, your chance to become a regular employee will probably be delayed for a while. "Xiaoya, what are you doing? I've already made the biggest exception by allowing you to drink coffee during work hours. How dare you chat with others while drinking coffee here?" Thump thump thump. Zhu Qini, wearing sharp high heels, with an unhappy expression and sharp eyes, walked towards Ling Feng and Jiang Xiaoya. Jiang Xiaoya subconsciously took a step back, consciously keeping some distance from Ling Feng, and her little head slowly drooped. His face was filled with an expression of waiting to be scolded. Right at this moment, Ling Feng turned around and looked directly at Zhu Qini, hoping to help Jiang Xiaoya resolve the crisis through the other party's list of desires. Name, Zhu Qini. Age, 24. Appearance, 90 points. Height, 167 centimeters. Wish list. 1. You are only one 100,000 level mission away from being promoted to department director. Come on, Qini, you can do it this month. 2. It's not that I don't like long-legged oppers, it's just that strong men are more cost-effective. I really want to find a very, very strong man. 3. After getting a promotion and a raise, I must get an annual membership at the Xingmei gym, and it must be the kind with a personal trainer. Chapter 9. You don't need to do anything, just shake it and it will come. After reading Zhu Qini's wish list, Ling Feng was surprised. Fuck, this lady's wish list is so unique. The purpose of getting a promotion and a raise is to find a close and strong personal trainer? Awesome. He looked back at Jiang Xiaoya's wish list. 1. Sister Zhu, you can scold me and deduct my salary, but please don't delay my regularization. Seeing the wish list pinned to the top with a flashing reminder in front of him, Ling Feng took out a golden card from his trouser pocket without a second thought and placed it in front of Zhu Qini. His expression was very calm, and he interrupted the other party's attempt to teach Jiang Xiaoya a lesson. Hello, Dr. Zhu, my name is Ling Feng. My friend is coming to our place for full body liposuction. How much will it cost? You can calculate it and use this card. At this moment, Wang Chao, who had just stepped into the first floor gate of Yuehao Plastic Surgery and Medical College, couldn't help but sneeze. Wang Chao first rubbed his nose, then frowned. It's only been a short time since we last met, Shirley misses me again. This lovable little smart girl, there's really nothing I can do with her. Second floor, guidance desk. When Zhu Qini heard that someone wanted a full body liposuction service, she couldn't help but take a closer look at Ling Feng. After all, the price of full body liposuction is not low. Although it is less than 100,000, it is almost the same. By then, if I can give others a few acne removal services worth a few thousand or 800 yuan, that would be enough for 100,000 yuan. Her good dream of getting a promotion and a raise in salary could then be accomplished ahead of schedule. This is a great thing. However, when I looked up, she was stunned by the look. Wow, what a handsome and manly man. If this man were stronger, he would definitely be my treasure boy. However, the next moment she noticed the card in Ling Feng's hand. Babble. Isn't he this Rongju Bank's gold VIP card? She knows this card well. Because the dean has this kind of card. Only those whose average daily assets reach 20 major currencies inclusive or above can become gold card customers of Rongju Bank. Average daily assets means that all customers holding this card have an average daily income of 20 renminbi or more. That's about 600 a month, and more than half a year. Just imagine, people who hold this kind of card are distinguished guests wherever they go. Who would dare to offend them easily? Just a moment. Zhu Qini's originally serious face was instantly filled with a smile. The big eyes were smiling and turned into crescent shapes. Xiao Yu, you don't have to do anything today. You just need to meet all the needs of this guest. Do you hear me? Oh. It's over. Sister Zhu showed a devilish smile. Jiang Xie panicked, and became even more worried about whether her destiny of becoming a regular employee would be smooth. After all, her sister Zhu always laughed first and then brewed greater anger. Sister Zhu, I know I was wrong. This is just one time. Please don't delay my regularization. Next time, I will never dare to do anything unrelated to work during working hours. Jiang Xie was about to explain something when Zhu Qini raised her hand to stop her. Don't say anything more, it's okay, Xie, you don't need to explain anything. Okay, I get it, Sister Zhu. Jiang Xie took a deep breath helplessly and replied cautiously. Then, he opened his mouth slightly towards Ling Feng. Mr. Ling, I'll take you to the finance window on the first floor to pay. No need, Xie, I can go get a POS machine myself. You can take Mr. Ling to my office to rest for a while, and by the way, you can make a cup of good tea and bring it to Mr. Ling. Zhu Qini said, and smiled at Ling Feng. Mr. Ling, please follow Xie to my office to rest for a while, I will be there in a moment. Huh? What the hell? Jiang Xie was at a loss, with a confused expression on her face. She was chatting with outsiders during work, but Sister Zhu didn't get angry with me. Moreover, she spoke to me so politely and asked me to take Mr. Ling to rest so friendly, while she herself was busy running around. Is it because of Mr. Ling's liposuction business worth 98,000? Why didn't it happen before? Forget it, since Sister Zhu didn't say anything, I'll just do what she says. Just as Zhu Qini turned around and disappeared in the elevator, Jiang Xie suddenly received a WeChat message. Xie, Mr. Ling is a gold card customer of Rongju Bank. He is a very distinguished status. You must treat him well and not be careless. Received. Please rest assured, Sister Zhu. Jiang Xie replied seriously and turned back to glance at the gold card in Ling Feng's hand. I couldn't help but frown. It's just a gold card. I have one too, a premium version. I really can't tell the difference. Is it because I have a narrow vision and don't understand the power of this card? After looking at the card in Ling Feng's hand, Jiang Xie said, Mr. Ling, please follow me. Ling Feng nodded. Well, okay, then I'll trouble Miss Xie. Arriving at the doctor's lounge on duty, Jiang Xie quickly made a cup of good tea for Ling Feng. Right at this moment, Zhu Qini came in with a POS machine. After a moment, Ling Feng's 98,000 was spent. Ding! Friendly reminder, this consumption did not trigger the cashback mechanism, the cashback is invalid. Ding! Friendly reminder, two conditions must be met to trigger the cashback mechanism. One is that the beneficiary must be female, the other is that the beneficiary's appearance must reach 80 points or above. Ding! Friendly reminder, the available balance of the host's low-level consumption cashback card is 902,000 yuan. Hearing the system prompt, Ling Feng was subconsciously stunned for a moment. Oh my god, it turns out to be a card specifically for picking up girls. No wonder it didn't trigger the cashback effect. It seems that I have to pay more attention before using it next time. Although we are not short of money, why not spend some money for free? Mr. Ling, this is your payment receipt, please keep it. Zhu Qini, who was standing by, tore off the POS receipt and gently placed it in Ling Feng's hand, then said, by the way, Mr. Ling, when will your friend come? About 2 o'clock. Ling Feng looked at his phone. It's only half an hour away from 2 o'clock. I think he should be here by then. Okay. Mr. Ling, I'll go see other patients first. If your friend comes, just ask Xie to call me at the laser scar removal department. After Zhu Qini explained the things, she turned around and left. Ling Feng is 1.78 meters tall. Jiang Xiaye is 1.69 meters tall. Although there is a difference of nearly 10 centimeters between the two, this height difference is perfect if you don't want the feeling of being clingy and petite. Ling Feng took a sip of tea, slowly stood up, and looked at Jiang Xiaye, who was half a head shorter than him. He suddenly wanted to experience the feeling of kissing despite the height difference. He felt that this kind of kiss with a height difference was definitely the most exciting, because he didn't have to lower his head too much and he could handle it skillfully. Just when he was having a wild idea, a very beautiful song suddenly rang out. It turned out that Jiang Xiaye was watching a video on a certain app, and this song was the BGM in that video. Seeing this, Ling Feng's mouth corners instantly formed an amazing arc. With such a good figure, such a bursting ball, and an exquisite little face, it would be a pity if he didn't become an anchor. Thinking of this, he started to make a noise on purpose. Hey, Xiaye, you have such good conditions. Haven't you ever thought about opening a live broadcast account and making money as a live broadcaster online? What? Be a host, but I don't have any special skills. Jiang Xiaye said with embarrassment. You don't need any special skills. Just sit in front of the camera, shake your body from time to time, and act cute. Don't worry about anything else. I guarantee you will make a lot of money. Chapter 10. Something's wrong. Something's wrong with you. Jiang Xiaye heard this and did not refute. Instead, she looked up suddenly and gave Ling Feng a big eye roll. Jiang Xiaye didn't know that for a beauty like her, even if she just rolled her eyes, she could still be charming and enchanting. Well, Xiaye, I was just joking. Don't take it seriously and don't be angry. Ling Feng touched his nose awkwardly after being given a cold look by the other party. He inadvertently glanced at the other party's collar, where a pair of explosive balls that were about to burst out were located. They were white and plump. Although not much smaller than Fang Xiaoshue's, they gave people the feeling that even an adult could hardly cover half of the face with one hand. You, this little vixen who makes people think about things in their minds, just turned around and raised your head, and you made a certain soft-bodied creature in my forbidden area move. What's even worse is that if you want to shake your body, just shake it. Don't just shake half of it and leave the other half. It makes people nervous. I know what you said is right, Mr. Ling. I have never been angry with Mr. Ling from the beginning. It's just that Xiaye had been playing the anchor for a while before coming to this plastic surgery hospital, but after I learned some rules, I never did it again. Jiang Xiaye saw that Ling Feng had a blank expression on his face and thought he was unhappy, so she hurriedly explained patiently. As she spoke, a shy look appeared on her face. This guy is so bad. Why is there a lustful look in his eyes? But why am I not angry in my heart, but rather looking forward to it? Rule. Ling Feng was stunned. Yes, how could there not be hidden rules in the anchor industry where there are so many beautiful women? TSK, what a damn world. At this moment, the system reward prompt sound suddenly rang in his mind. Ding! Congratulations to their host for satisfying the other party's desire to not want to delay the regularization. Ding! According to the reward rules, the opponent's appearance score is between 90 and 94 points, and a maximum of 23 reinforcement points can be accumulated. The reward for their host to complete the desire mission this time is 5 reinforcement points. Strengthening points. 5 plus 5 strengthening points can enhance the host's physical attributes, including appearance, height, physique, spirit, strength, and agility. Huh! I finished another wish list so quickly. It seems that Zhu Qini is a very sensible woman. After Ling Feng muttered a few words in his heart with full of confidence, he asked the system to help him evenly add the 10 enhancement points he had gained in the last 2 times to his appearance, height, spirit, strength and agility. The latest interface of personal attributes after adding is as follows. Host, Ling Feng. Gender, male. Age, 21. Height, 180 centimeters. Appearance, 88 points. Spirit, 89 points. 85 points and above are considered to be in good condition. Strength, 77 points. 70 points for ordinary people. Agility, 59 points. Buzz. After Ling Feng recovered from his shock, he thought it was his cell phone vibrating, and quickly felt his trouser pocket, only to find that it was not his. But it belongs to Jiang Xiaye. Wow! Sister Zhu agreed to make me a regular employee. Starting next month, I can get over 5,000 per month. Jiang Xiaoye looked at the message on her phone with great excitement, and she almost jumped up. Seeing this, Ling Feng quietly swallowed a big mouthful of saliva and said happily in a low voice, "It's really a good pair of balls." Then, he looked at Jiang Xiaoye seriously and said with a smile, "Xiaoye, congratulations on your promotion." "Thank you," Jiang Xiaoye said politely, but when she looked up, her face was filled with disbelief. How come this guy seemed to have become much more handsome in just a short while? Moreover, he looked more and more attractive the more she looked at him. Ling Feng naturally didn't know Jiang Xiaoye's inner evaluation of him. After a moment, Ling Feng's phone really vibrated. It was a message from Wang Chao saying that he had arrived and was in the lounge area in the lobby on the first floor. "Xiaoye, my friend is already waiting for me in the rest area on the first floor." Ling Feng stood up and smiled slightly. "Please go and inform Dr. Zhu that my friend has arrived." Seeing Ling Feng looking at her straight, Jiang Xiaoye actually felt a little shy. Okay, Mr. Ling. "Well, what's wrong with you, Xiaoye? Why is your face so red?" Ling Feng was a little at a loss when he saw her inexplicably shy expression. "Well, that's nothing, Mr. Ling. Just now, I wanted to invite you to drink milk tea, but I don't know why I forgot, so, forget it, let's talk about this after I call Sister Zhu." Jiang Xiaoye hesitated for a moment, turned around, twisted her graceful body and trotted out, the exploding balls swaying back and forth left and right, visible to the naked eye. Looking at Jiang Xiaoye who left in a hurry, Ling Feng was suddenly confused. He didn't do anything, why was she blushing? Moreover, her tone just now seemed to be gentler than before, and now she sounded more like a petite and lovely young woman busying around for the man she loved. The lounge area in the lobby on the first floor. After Wang Chao sent the message to Ling Feng, he sat there with his legs crossed, watching videos while showing his signature evil smile. This guy is not very tall, just over 1.72 meters, but he is very solid, weighing over 190 pounds. With just such a small ton, Ling Feng saw the target at a glance as soon as he arrived at the first floor lobby without even looking around. When Ling Feng came in front of Wang Chao, this guy was still watching videos with great interest. Ling Feng was speechless, especially when he saw the other party's signature smile. It makes people look very unhappy, so they just want to give this guy two big beatings without saying anything. Bang! Par. Shabar, can you please smile normally? You will die if your mouth is not crooked, right? What the hell, huh? Oh god, it turned out that it was you who hit me, then it's okay. Wang Chao laughed dryly subconsciously. Seeing that he just laughed dryly and did not take any further action, Ling Feng sat beside him helplessly and took a deep breath. "Hey, Lao Wang, when are we going to see a doctor for your crooked mouth? If you don't have money to see a doctor, just let me know and I can lend you some." "Fuck you, old Ling, when did you become so rude? You were not like this before." Wang Chao sat up abruptly, his face full of confusion. Something was wrong. This guy was definitely not the Ling Feng I knew before. Could it be that he was possessed by an unknown creature? Wang Chao, who usually loves to read novels about time travel, possession of a body, and rebirth, is considered a veteran bookworm. He could tell at a glance that Ling Feng, who did not conform to common sense, was different. But he couldn't tell exactly what the difference was. Wang Chao stared at Ling Feng again, frowning and muttering to himself. "Well, it seems that Ling Feng is more handsome than before, but still not as handsome as me. He seems to be about 2 centimeters taller, but being tall is useless and can't even buy food." At this moment, Ling Feng looked at Wang Chao's trembling flesh all over his body, and suddenly recalled the trembling appearance of Jiang Xiaoye's exploding ball, and instantly felt that there was no comparison. Then, he looked up at Wang Chao's wish list. Name, Wang Chao. Gender, male. Age, 22. Height, 173 centimeters. Weight, 95 kilograms. Appearance, 71 points. Spirit, 65 points. Strength, 45 points weak. Agility, 40 points. Personal wealth balance, 14,500. Income source, 10,000 transferred by Ling Feng, salary income 4,500. Wish list. 1. Xiaoli, for you I am willing to lose the 40 kilograms of weight I gained in the past 6 months to express my love. 2. Wang Sai Ning, you need to get married quickly, otherwise, my family property will be squandered by you sooner or later. 3. Ling Feng has not been possessed by another body. Ling Feng has not been possessed by another body. Ling Feng has not been possessed by another body. Important things must be said 3 times to take effect. Therefore, the plots of possessing another body, traveling through time, and rebirth in the novel are all fictional and false. 4. The anchor girl named Xie on the Shark app hasn't been online for a long time. I miss her so much. When Ling Feng saw that the third item on the other party's wish list was about him, he was completely stunned. Chapter 11. People cannot remain unchanged. The contents of Wang Chao's wish list made him feel a little uneasy. Although, no one knew that he had a son. However, he always felt uncomfortable when people suspected that he had a son. It's like, other people's privacy is very hidden, only your privacy is revealed to the public. Tongzi, I have a small matter to ask you. Ding! Friendly reminder, no one in this world will know that the host has the system, and the system will never let this happen, so please let go of your mind and boldly experience the wonderful life fun that this system brings you. After hearing the system's prompt, Ling Feng's originally uneasy heart finally calmed down. Old Wang, what's wrong with me that you're not responsive to me? Are you allowed to gain weight, but I can't improve my thoughts? Don't forget, you weren't this fat half a year ago, and I didn't have the domineering personality I have now half a year ago. Hearing this, Wang Chao felt that Ling Feng was right. He then subconsciously looked at his nearly 200-pound physique, and his face suddenly darkened. Yes, what you said is right, old Ling blamed me for talking too much, okay. I apologize to you right now. I'm sorry. But you can't make personal attacks, right? Ling Feng grinned, har, Lao Wang, for close friends like us who grew up together wearing the same crotchless pants, it really doesn't matter whether you apologize or not. But I just don't quite understand how you have eaten yourself into a national treasure in the past 6 months. Fuck, what do you mean, Lao Ling, are you sure you want to slander me? Wang Chao frowned, speechless. This guy had only been away from me for half a year, but he could curse people without using a single dirty word. How could he be so awesome? It seemed that this guy's habits had really changed a lot. Alright, I won't joke with you anymore. Ling Feng put away his joking expression, waved his hand, and said, Old Wang, just tell me what you want to do by bringing me here. You're not really going to let me come here for plastic surgery, are you? As soon as he heard the word plastic surgery, Wang Chao immediately became excited. That's right, otherwise why are we here, to see my fat? Brother, let me ask you, do you know what the first rule of picking up girls is? You don't know, right? Well, let me tell you, it's chemistry, commonly known as first impression. If you don't have chemistry, no matter how much you try, you may not succeed. But if you have chemistry, then the result will be different. Oh, I understand, Lao Wang. Ling Feng seemed to have just woken up from a dream, so the answer you mentioned is plastic surgery, which means making yourself more handsome. Then, it will be easier to pick up girls. Wang Chao showed an admiring look and nodded. This young man is teachable. I understand. Let's get started. Ling Feng looked at Jiang Xiaoye and Zhu Qini who were walking towards here hurriedly not far away, and smiled. It seems that the first thing on your wish list before was how to raise money for plastic surgery. Otherwise, I would not help you complete this wish list by transferring money, and I would not be able to get a low-level consumption cashback card reward from the system. After all, there are no rewards between same-sex people. Not long after Ling Feng finished speaking, Jiang Xiaoye and Zhu Qini came in front of them. Hello, are you Mr. Ling's friend? Zhu Qini took the initiative to greet. Well, yes, it's me. Wang Chao immediately perked up, staring at Zhu Qini's neck 3 punches below with a nasty look on his face, as nasty as he could be. Zhu Qini suppressed her displeasure and turned to give Ling Feng a faint smile. Mr. Ling, this must be your friend who wants to do full body liposuction business. Ling Feng responded directly with yes. What the hell, full body liposuction? Wang Chao took a deep breath when he saw this. Who wants full body liposuction? I just came here to get double eyelids and 2 injections to slim my face. Besides, with my perfect physique now, do I need full body liposuction? Are you kidding me? Lao Wang, we've already paid the money, and it can't be refunded. Besides, I'm doing this for your Shelly's sake. Think about how much your Shelly weighs, and how much you weigh. If you do that routine thing, and you want to do the piston movement with the man on top and the woman on the bottom, can your Shelly withstand your force? Ling Feng advised seriously. Right at this moment. A look of blame and contempt flashed across his eyes. Ling Feng quickly turned his head to look at the delicate Jiang Xiaoye, and found that she was blushing and her heart was beating fast. He couldn't help but frowned. Wasn't my description subtle enough? Even this could arouse her endless fantasies. Please, we are all adults, it's just a little dirty joke, there's no need to make yourself so embarrassed. Hey, he is such an adult, what kind of mental quality is this? Thinking of this, Ling Feng took a deep breath and had to find a reason to get her to leave first. Xiaoye, the coffee you ordered for me just now is almost here. How about you go outside and get my coffee first? Oh, well, okay then. Jiang Xiaoye glanced at Zhu Qini first, and seeing that she had no objection, she turned and walked towards the door. Oh my god, why did you send such a beautiful lady away? Well, I don't understand why she should listen to you. Wait, I always feel like something is wrong. What do you mean by send her away? What do you mean something is wrong? My coffee has arrived, can't I ask her to help get it? Ling Feng looked at the puzzled Wang Chao in front of him and was speechless. The other person is embarrassed, can't you see that there is something wrong with sending her away? Then, without waiting for Wang Chao to speak, Ling Feng rolled his eyes at him again. Also, what exactly did you mean by something was wrong just now, Lao Wang? Oh my god, Lao Ling, you really look at me with new eyes after not seeing you for a few days. How come you couldn't tell what the look in her eyes meant just now? Do you need me to point it out? Wang Chao stood up, stroked his chin and thought for a while, then continued, I'm confused. You got here earlier than me, how come you got along so well with the beautiful Anchor Xiao Yuer? Hey, Lao Wang, don't think too much about it, okay? The most important thing for us right now is to do liposuction as soon as possible, and it would be best if we could lose 40 pounds. Hearing Ling Feng's words, Wang Chao was stunned. How did he know that I wanted to lose 40 pounds? Wait, he seemed to have said before that the money for the liposuction service had been paid. Could it be that this doctor gave the advice? No wonder he knew all the answers. It turned out that he already knew the perfect proposal. Good job, old Ling, you really have a good plan. After Wang Chao sorted out his thoughts, he started cursing. Afterwards, no matter what Wang Chao said or how he persuaded him, Ling Feng refused to have plastic surgery and remained unmoved. Helplessly, Wang Chao had to go to the liposuction department on the second floor under the guidance of Zhu Qini. Ling Feng turned and walked towards the door. After a moment. Mr. Ling, I have already brought your coffee to the second floor. Got it, Xiaoye, I'll be there right away. Ling Feng didn't see Jiang Xiaoye anywhere outside. After receiving a message from her, he turned around and walked towards the second floor. At 3:30 in the afternoon, as Wang Chao was still performing liposuction, Ling Feng felt a little sleepy and could not wait any longer, so he returned to his residence, the seaside villa area, early. This is the only villa area by the sea in Chengdu. Moreover, each villa is independent, with different architectural styles and extremely expensive. Not only is it destined to be out of reach for ordinary people in their lifetime, even successful people with an annual salary of less than 1 million dare not even dream of it. However, for the original owner like Ling Feng who is not short of money, it is just a drizzle. Looking at the villa in front of him, which adopts the classic European architectural style, has an elegant and solemn appearance, white walls and blue roofs complementing each other, as if integrated with the blue sea and blue sky, and the doors and windows are exquisitely designed. Every detail reveals the charm of ingenuity. Ling Feng instantly disappeared from his sleepiness. I couldn't help but shout out. Fuck, this is the kind of life that only rich people can enjoy. Chapter 12, Not Good at Playing. As you enter the villa, the spacious and bright living room immediately comes into view. The floor-to-ceiling windows fill the room with natural light and provide a panoramic view of the sea. The soft and comfortable sofa and the exquisite and elegant coffee table all reflect the taste and style of the original owner. There are also multiple bedrooms in the villa, each of which is equipped with luxurious and comfortable beds and warm decorations, making people feel as if they are in a dreamy space. In addition, the villa also has a spacious kitchen, an elegant dining room, a well-equipped gym and an entertainment room, meeting the various needs of the original owner. The most attractive thing is the back garden and terrace of the villa. The back garden is shaded by green trees and blooming flowers, like a natural oxygen bar. The terrace faces the sea directly. Standing here, you can feel the gentle breeze of the sea and listen to the gentle singing of the waves, which makes people feel relaxed and happy. Especially when night falls, the lights of the villa flicker in the night, shining with the starlight, like a lighthouse on the sea, guiding the way for wanderers returning home. This large villa by the sea is not only a luxurious residence, but also a harbor full of romance and dreams. Talking on both sides. Since Ling Feng left the hospital, Jiang Xiaoye returned to her post at the guidance desk and started working. When there are people around, she is very enthusiastic and willing to serve others, but when there is no one around, she looks dazed and her eyes keep staring at the mobile phone on the reception desk, as if she is waiting for some important information. Why is it so slow? Clearly, the person has submitted the application for regularization, but why is there no reply after half an hour? I know that if Sister Zhu said there is no problem, then there must be no problem, but if I don't receive the official stamped and signed notice from the relevant department, I will still feel uneasy. Just at this moment. Buzz. Her cell phone vibrated. There are several unread messages. Seeing this, Jiang Xiaoye quickly opened her phone and looked at it carefully. Xiaoye, your application for regularization has been signed. It is on my desk. If you have time, go and sign the relevant contracts as well. By the way, starting from next month, I have also secured a special position subsidy of 800 yuan per month for you. Remember to treat Sister Zhu to coffee. Also, next time Mr. Ling comes, you must take good care of him. He is our lucky star and the most precious benefactor. When she saw that all this information was about her, Jiang Xiaoye, who was originally melancholy, suddenly became ecstatic and her face was full of smiles. However, what makes her happiest now is that her regularization and salary increase have been finalized. As the end of the get-off-work day approached, Jiang Xiaoye signed the relevant contracts as quickly as possible and sent them to the relevant departments. Perhaps it was near the end of the working day and all the leaders of the relevant departments were there, so her review and approval process went very quickly and everything was done in a short while. She suppressed her excited heart and returned to the lounge step by step. At the same time, she saw that there were no colleagues in the lounge, and she exclaimed, jumping up on the spot excitedly. Maybe she jumped too hard, or maybe it was because of the body-shaping effect of the clothes. With a bang, several buttons on the front of her body were instantly broken off. Then, a pair of exploding balls broke free from their restraints and jumped out happily, shaking up and down, shaking violently. Moreover, they were very big, white and round, and you could vaguely see two well-behaved and cute little pimples dancing with the shaking of the exploding balls. At this moment, Jiang Xiaoye suddenly found that a part of her body felt empty and cold, as if some wind had blown in. In an instant, she thought of something, and then she clasped her hands tightly against her chest, crouched down, and ran to her work locker with a blushing face. He quickly changed into his own clothes, secretly blaming himself. Oh, Jiang Xiaoye, you are so stupid. Luckily, no colleagues are here at this time, and luckily no one else has seen that place. Otherwise, it would be so embarrassing. After a moment. After calming down, Jiang Xiaoye sent a screenshot of her regular job and salary increase to Ling Feng, and added a paragraph of gratitude below. Thank you, Mr. Ling. If I hadn't met you today, I wouldn't have been able to get a permanent job so quickly. In short, no matter how many words I say, I can't express my gratitude to you at this moment. So, when I'm free, I'd like to treat you to a simple meal, okay? After a while, although she did not receive a reply from Ling Feng, she knew that at this time, he must have gone to catch up on his sleep. Because Ling Feng mentioned in the afternoon that he was very sleepy this afternoon, and even drinking coffee could not stop the sleepiness. In the entertainment room on the second floor of a luxurious villa, Ling Feng looked at the failed game screen in front of him helplessly, muttering while holding a cigarette in his mouth. To be honest, he was really helpless about Wang Chao, a guy who loved to play but was not good at it. Hey, Lao Wang, it's just liposuction, a facelift injection, and double eyelids. Your hands haven't been scalpeled, and your head hasn't been touched. You shouldn't be so slow to react, right? No, I mean, where is your usual impressive hand speed? Where is the talent that a single person must have? You have to know that since you chose the assassin, you have to know the true meaning of playing the assassin, do you understand? Fuck, you're giving me a gift, if you give me another gift I'll be an eternal diamond, eh? You're such a stubborn person, what else can I say? Forget it, I won't play after this round, it's too annoying. Upon hearing this, Wang Chao shrugged helplessly and smiled bitterly. Old Ling, you can't blame me for this. You're a nurse who doesn't heal people or assist shooters, mags, and tanks. You're always wandering around in my jungle to gain economy. It would be strange if I could get up. Also, even if it was the fastest player in the King's Glory, he wouldn't be able to handle it. You don't mention these things, you don't mention your own problems, but instead blame me for not being able to keep up with the speed. Do you know that I have had a golden right hand for 20 years? Yes, if my support hadn't eaten up your economy by mistake, your assassin wouldn't have been unable to get up. Also, if I had followed the team every time, we wouldn't have lost so quickly. The ending would definitely not be like this, right? Ling Feng nodded and smiled apologetically. It's just that I robbed you of 200 economy and accidentally stole your red buff. If you are bad player, you are bad player. Isn't it difficult to admit it generously? After all, you were also a bad player before, but you are just a little worse today. After Ling Feng finished speaking, he picked up the phone beside him and looked at it. Jiang Xiaoya's application for regularization has been approved, and her salary has been increased by 800 yuan per month, not bad. At this moment, Ling Feng was planning to congratulate the other party, but the next second, the system prompt sounded in his mind. Ding! Congratulations to their host for satisfying Jiang Xiaoya's salary increase, and Zhu Qini's promotion to department director, so the reward is double, please check. Ding! According to the reward rules, both parties' appearances are between 90 and 94 points. This level can accumulate up to 23 reinforcement point rewards. Therefore, the host's reward for completing the Desire mission this time is 2 5-point reinforcement point rewards. Strengthening points. 10 strengthening points can enhance the host's physical attributes, including appearance, height, physique, spirit, strength, and agility. Oh my god, what the hell is this? I know Zhu Qini's wish list for a promotion to department director, but when did Jiang Xiaoya have a wish list for a salary increase? Why don't I remember having one? Ling Feng was completely confused. After all, the other party's desire was not on the list at all. Could it be that this only happened after I became a regular employee? It's probably true. Well, never mind. I don't care whether it is true or not. Anyway, I have already got the 10 reinforcement points as a task reward. Tonight I have to study carefully to what attributes I should add these reinforcement points to so as to better reflect their value. Think of this. Ling Feng quickly picked up his phone and sent a few congratulatory messages to Jiang Xiaoya, then looked up at Wang Chao. Okay, Lao Wang, it's getting late, let's end the game today. Let's go, I'll treat you to a barbecue. Wang Chao put down the game controller and shook his head. Forget it, Lao Ling, I am not suitable for barbecue these days. You know what I am doing. If you want to go, go by yourself. Yeah, you're right. Ling Feng responded without denying it. Yes, once you have surgery on your body, there are some delicacies that you really can't touch, as it's easy to leave scars. Then he took out a Ferrari key from his pocket and threw it over. Lao Wang, I bought another car the day before yesterday. Since I don't have time to drive it, you can help me run in the car when you are free. I will transfer the fuel fee to you later. Fuck, you're still the awesome one. I really admire you for changing a car every 3 to 5 days. But I have to make it clear in advance that the old rules still apply, the running-in period must be no less than a week. Wang Chao grabbed the car keys that were thrown to him and smiled. Xiaoli, tonight, Brother Chao will feed you. Chapter 13, not the best, but the most expensive. Because of the system rewards. At this moment, Ling Feng felt very uneasy and seemed unable to sit still. At the same time, he remembered that the original owner had bought a Ferrari sports car the day before yesterday in order to date Fang Xiexue, and it was still in the school. So, he threw the key of the car to Wang Chao and sent him away on the pretext of asking him to help run the car through. Of course, the fuel costs for running in a sports car will naturally not be small. After Wang Chao left, Ling Feng went out alone. The destination is the U Seafood Self-Service Hotpot City at the end of the Hershey Corridor, 10 kilometers away. The reason why I chose to eat hotpot there was that I learned from the original owner that this seafood buffet hotpot was not only fresh but also expensive. As long as it is fresh and expensive, it is the best. After all, Ling Feng is not a man short of money in this life. 20 minutes later, Ling Feng drove a black Hummer out of the garage and set off towards his destination, U Seafood Self-Service Hotpot City. After half an hour, we arrived at our destination, You Seafood Self-Service Hotpot City. He had just parked the car when his cell phone started buzzing. I opened my phone and found it was a message from Feng Xiexue. Brother Feng, what are you doing? Xiexue misses you so much now and wants to be hugged by you. Brother Feng, are you behaving well when Xiexue is not around? Brother Feng, please remember to keep the matter between us a secret. After Ling Feng read the entire message, the corners of his eyebrows slightly raised, the corners of his mouth turned up, and in an instant he revealed a wicked smile. Then he raised his hand and replied to a few messages. Sister Xiexue, are you awake? Don't worry, our secret will not be known by any third person, not even my second brother. Sister Xiexue, I miss you too, because without you by my side, I will just be lonely. Sister Xiexue, are you feeling better now? When can we play together happily again? Where are you now? Do you want me to pick you up and then go to the Seafood Hotpot City in the Hershey corridor to eat hot pot? At this moment, Feng Xiexue, who was lying on a bed worth hundreds of thousands of yuan, smiled with satisfaction when she received Ling Feng's message that was replied immediately. After a moment, her delicate eyebrows tightened slightly, and her little face suddenly turned red, making her look very beautiful and cute. Then, she bit her red lips lightly, edited another message and sent it. I want to eat hot pot, but you were too rough last night. You knew I was so petite, but you tortured me so hard all night. It hurts so much and I hate it. You also made me unable to eat hot pot today, which is even more annoying. When Ling Feng heard that the reason she couldn't enjoy their hot pot was because he didn't know how to be gentle with women, he couldn't help but touch his nose awkwardly, smiled bitterly, and called the other party to apologize. Sister Xiexue, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. This is my fault. After all, this is my first time doing this, so I'm a little unfamiliar with it. But I'll be fine after a few more times. Also, since Sister Xiexue can't eat hot pot today, forget it. Let's do it another day, okay? Not long after Ling Feng sent his voice message, the other party sent an emoticon of a reluctant pout and went offline. Right now. A beautiful anchor dressed simply and elegantly with her hair casually draped over her shoulders suddenly appeared at the door of the Seafood Self-Service Hotpot restaurant. She exudes a natural charm, her face is filled with a bright smile, and her eyes seem to sparkle with love and anticipation for hot pot. Before stepping into their hot pot restaurant, Wu Di waved towards the camera of his mobile phone and smiled sweetly. Hello brothers and sisters, according to the voting results of the previous comment section, the one with the highest number of votes is the Seafood Self-Service Hotpot restaurant in front of us. This self-service hotpot restaurant is the largest and most luxurious in Chengdu. The starting price per person per seat is 1,288, with no time limit. Remember, this is the starting price for the general dining area. So, if any of you brothers and sisters want to come and experience it, you must have a full pocket. Don't be like the anchor who ate this meal and had no next meal. Okay, enough nonsense. Next, let their host Xiao 7 might take the brothers and sisters to experience the luxurious feast. The new brothers and sisters, remember to click 3 times first. When the fans in Wu Di's live broadcast room heard the price, they were shocked. Then, within just a few seconds, the screen was filled with barrages of comments. Fuck, 1,288 people. Sorry to bother you. I can't handle this. I really can't handle this. That's right. I seem to have heard from others that this price is still the most common. The VIP rooms inside are really horrible, starting at 58,888 per person per seat. Oh my god, 58,888 yuan per person per seat. Still going up. Damn, are they planning to eat Tang Monk's flesh? Har har har, if this is Tang Monk's flesh, 1 million per piece wouldn't be too high. 1 million per person. You underestimate the spending power of truly wealthy people. Even if it's tens of millions or hundreds of millions, what's the big deal? Just as many barrages of comments were floating on the screen, the camera suddenly moved forward slowly, and an exquisite hot pot table appeared in everyone's eyes. A steaming hot pot was placed on it, and at the bottom of the hot pot was a blazing charcoal fire, which made the soup in the pot roll and emit strings of hot steam. The soup looks delicious and rich, making you mouth-watering. At this time, Wu Di was sitting in front of a steaming hot pot with a variety of ingredients in front of him. Every ingredient was carefully selected by her, and every ingredient was her favorite. Of course, there were a few that she had never eaten before and she wanted to try. After all, their 1,288 yuan has been spent, and you must try something new. She picked up the chopsticks, gently picked up a piece of fresh fish fillet and put it into the boiling hot pot. The fresh fish fillet rolled in the hot pot, gradually becoming cooked and emitting an enticing aroma. At this time, she picked it up and gently placed it in front of her charming little nose and smelled it in ecstasy. Wu Di is proud of having this small upturned nose, because the biggest feature of this small upturned nose is that the tip of the nose is slightly upturned, so this beautiful nose can smell all the flavors of the ingredients at the first time. In an instant, a satisfied smile spread across Wu Di's face. After she tasted the fresh fish fillet lightly, she couldn't help but let out a trembling sound of praise. Wow! This piece of fish fillet is so fresh, tender and delicious. Brothers and sisters, I, the anchor Xiao 7 Mai, am not lying to you. This piece of fresh fish is so delicious. Thank you for recommending this hot pot restaurant to me, so that I can eat such delicious fresh fish. Led by Wu Di, fans watching the live broadcast seemed to be able to feel the delicious taste, and left messages saying that they would definitely go to this self-service hot pot restaurant to taste the delicious food if they had the chance. Of course, there are also those who are discouraged. Seeing the anchor lady eating so happily, I want to go too, but my salary doesn't allow me to be so willful. I can only eat there 3 times a month. If I eat one more time, the whole family will have to eat for 3 days. Har har har, what the brother above said is really insightful. To be honest, I can only do it 4.5 times. Then, the whole village has 5 days of feasting, which is 2 days more than you. Hey, the 2 uncles upstairs, please stop messing with the rhythm. If you say so, I won't even be allowed to have the strength to compete once, and I don't even have the qualifications to be eaten. Oh shit, please let us go, please stop talking, please don't delay us from watching the Anchor's live broadcast of delicious food. That's right. Chapter 14 An Unexpected Fate. As we all know, there are few outdoor live broadcasters who are not thinking about how to make a lot of money, and the more the better. As a new anchor in the food world, Wu Di is no exception. Although she is still a rookie in the food anchor industry, her innovative voting based on demand style is quite popular among foodies, especially the top foodies. Just imagine that beautiful and handsome hosts of various styles in front of the camera use their magnetic or delicate voices to vividly describe the color, aroma and taste of every delicacy that you most want to try but cannot try for various reasons. This feeling, do you seem to be able to smell the fragrance through the screen, and see the colorful dishes right in front of you as if you are there? Moreover, sometimes you don't need to spend a penny. These food hosts can take you to different regions to taste the local specialties, allowing you to feel the charm of different cultures in your taste buds journey. Sometimes, they will share some unique cooking techniques so that you can easily make delicious dishes at home. Therefore, the food anchor industry is not only mouth-watering, but also allows people to feel the beautiful stories and splendid culture behind the food in various fields. Right. The same is true for Wu Di's dream. Not only does she want to be a happy, carefree foodie anchor, she also plans to support herself for the rest of her life with the income from this industry. Unexpectedly, reality slapped her in the face. She thought she could pursue her dream by being a food host, but as the end of the month was almost approaching, she still hadn't even settled the rent for next month. Moreover, the cost of this luxurious dinner was raised by fan support of 699, platform subsidies of 200, and personal investment of 389. If this live broadcast is not successful, I will die. Little Sister 7 was secretly determined while eating, and then she raised her slightly red face and waved towards the screen. Brothers and sisters, the host has completed this food check-in mission. Next, I hope for your strong support. As long as the brothers and sisters support me, I will live broadcast a challenge to a Western restaurant with a higher level of style than this one next time. Later, I will send the names of several Western restaurants with a higher level of style for you to vote. Remember to support me strongly. With the popularity of various beauty apps, natural beauties like her have obviously lost their advantage. Moreover, not only in the anchor industry, but even in the entertainment industry that relies on appearance to make a living, it is necessary to have some talent and connections. It is difficult and unrealistic to become popular. Plus, you don't want to pay anything during special times. This life is destined to be unknown. Ms. Anchor, I can support you, but you have to show your talent. If you don't have talent, Dudu Tuanzi will do, although it's only C+. What C+? I think it can only be shortlisted for B++ at best. Har har har, it's all the same. She can't even afford a pair of D++. Those old SPS who like to drive, our anchor sister doesn't have one, so don't make it difficult for her. Why don't you let her try something else, or as long as she can find a sucker who is willing to pay for her consumption, that's fine too, how about that? Okay, this is a good suggestion. Brothers and sisters, please be serious, okay. When she said this while trying to suppress her displeasure, Ling Feng happened to walk past her. Ling Feng watched her every move. After all, who would put a Barbie pink phone holder opposite them while eating hot pot? Such an obvious operation can be seen clearly by anyone passing by her. Just when Ling Feng was about to walk past her, she suddenly pouted her little mouth in shame and anger, clenched her pink fists, and waved them fiercely at the camera. Maybe the amplitude was a little too large, or maybe Ling Feng was too close to her. With a bang, it hit Ling Feng's vitals, with a hit rate of 10 rings and a 100% increase in power. Immediately afterwards, one of them covered his genitals with his hands, his face full of shock, while the other covered his mouth with his hands, dumbfounded. The two of them just looked at each other without saying a word. Fans in the live broadcast room saw the sudden incident that happened here and they all posted comments and watched the fun. Oh shit, I saw it, and it hurts even through the screen. Har har har, a critical hit, definitely a critical hit. The battle of chicken hands is about to begin. Let's wait and see who will be the final hero. Wu Di was a little panicked. What she did just now was indeed unintentional. Who knew that she would just wave her hand and hit someone in a vital part? I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean it. Are you okay there? Ling Feng replied with some pain, what do you think? Really, why do you do live broadcasts regardless of the occasion? Don't you see that the roads here are very narrow? Why are you so fierce? They've already apologized. What else do you want? Do you want to fight back? Wu Di snorted. Ling Feng frowned when he heard this. Hey, young lady, no matter what, you were the one who beat me, okay? I was just stating the facts, and you're going to break down. I. Wu Di was powerless to refute, and his tears of grievance began to roll around in his eyes, but soon his eyes brightened up again, and even his address changed. Little brother, how about I treat you to hot pot as an apology, okay? What, you want to treat me to hot pot? Ling Feng was stunned, looked at the very ordinary ingredients on the table, frowned. I am here to have a luxurious meal, the ingredients on your table don't seem to be very good, what's more, my body in this life is very delicate, I'm afraid I can't be used to eating ordinary ingredients. Seeing that he frowned and remained silent, Wu Di thought that he had not made his words clear, so he politely said again, little brother, are you listening to what I said? I said I would treat you to hot pot as an apology. I'm listening. Ling Feng raised his eyes and smiled, Miss, since you are very sensible, today, I decided to take you to enjoy what is called a luxurious seafood hot pot buffet, how about it? Ms. Anchor, please agree to his request without hesitation. This way, we can also take advantage of the opportunity to see the difference between a hot pot meal that costs tens of thousands of yuan. That's right. I'd also like to see if this hot pot base that costs tens of thousands of yuan a meal has a gold border. It's rimmed with gold. Do you think it's a woman's pansy cave? It's rimmed with gold. A rim made of chicken feathers would be more appropriate. Let's not worry about whether it's decorated with gold or not, or whether the hot pot costs tens of thousands of yuan a meal. I just want to know who the loser in front of the anchor lady is. Will he die if he doesn't brag? Alright, they've already changed tables and left, so let's stop talking nonsense. If we anger the host and he doesn't allow us to broadcast live, we'll be in trouble. Yes, the big brother upstairs is right. Little brother downstairs, I am your sweetheart, come and play with me when you have time. Everyone was speechless. It turns out you are a woman. A moment later, the waiter led Ling Feng and the others to a luxurious private room. The ingredients on Wu Di's table were of too low quality, and Ling Feng disliked them, so he didn't bring any. They were all left for her to pack. Dear Mr. Ling, since you are the most distinguished VIP member of our restaurant, you will have the right to issue any instructions regarding hot pot service, and we will serve you. Okay, I got it. Let's have some appetizers before dinner. Ling Feng nodded. After the waiter left, he couldn't help but turn his gaze to Wu Di and started observing him. Well, that's right. Judging from the way she handled the incident just now, this young lady must have a cheerful and lively personality. With her delicate facial features and slightly petite body, she is definitely a cute and well-behaved little goddess when she smiles. At this moment, Ling Feng began to check the other party's desire list and some basic data. Chapter 15, Unexplainable. Name, Wu Di. Age, 20 years old. Appearance, 91 points. Height, 162 centimeters. Wish list. 1. I really want to get a screen full of golden rockets. Then I can show off to my best friends and sisters. 2. PK with other anchors via microphone and kill them in 1 PK. 3. What does it feel like to have more than 100,000 followers? I really want to feel it, just for a moment. 4. Strive to break through 10 million fans as soon as possible, and catch up with the popular young men and women. This way, you can easily get more than 10,000 yuan in tips every month. 5. When I have money, I will definitely buy my own dressing table with lots of cosmetics in it. 8. I really like handsome guys in Chengdu, and I also want to find a handsome guy in Chengdu to marry me. It would be best if he is a big demolition company with at least 100 houses. 9. I really want to buy some black stockings to wear. Balenciaga's stockings should be expensive. Looking at the messy list of desires in the mind of the little goddess in front of him, Ling Feng couldn't help but smile. This was totally a loser's idea. It was estimated that the number of her fans now would definitely not exceed 5 digits. After reading the list of desires, he looked up at the little goddess in front of him. Miss, you can live stream eating hot pot here, but you can't take photos of me, not even half of my head, understand? Oh, I see, big brother. Wu Di rolled his eyes when he heard that and moved the phone holder. What a guy with the intention of stealing but not the courage to do so. I'm not afraid of being misunderstood by acquaintances, and you're afraid of being misunderstood by your girlfriend. Nothing will really happen between us. The girl isn't scared at all, so why should you, a grown man, be afraid? Humph, it seems that rich people are very clear about the game and are much more cautious. 10 minutes later. 6 waiters with delicate features and graceful figures walked into the private room with intoxicating steps, carrying high-end seafood ingredients and looking affectionate. They laid out the ingredients and did not leave. Instead, they stepped aside and began to dance gracefully as beautiful music sounded. At this moment, Wu Di first took a look at the expensive seafood ingredients on the hot pot table, some of which could be named or not, and was stunned for a moment. Then he looked at the waitresses on the stage who kept twisting their bodies seductively, and was completely confused. Everyone in the live broadcast room was watching quietly at this time, with 1 or 2 inexplicable comments popping up occasionally. Fuck, where is my paper? How come it's gone all of a sudden? Second brother, what's wrong with you? Wake up. Didn't you say you love watching the exploding ball dance? Why did you cross the line so quickly? You've only just shown your head. I want to hack them, and I want to hack them now. Miss Anchor, please send me the address immediately. I will come over and hack them. An hour and a half later, they had finished their meal. Just as Ling Feng was about to ask Wu Di to leave, a man in a suit knocked on the door and walked in. Dear member, here are your car keys. We have also parked your car in parking space A0001 in the VIP area on the first floor as you wish. Okay, got it. Ling Feng hummed, and then turned to look at Wu Di. Miss, do you want me to give you a ride or take you home? The next moment. The audience and fans in the live broadcast room went crazy and posted comments crazily. Ms. Anchor, what are you still standing there for? Hurry up and agree. Fuck, the shape and smell of this car key are so familiar, it must be the key of the Hummer H2. If not, I will wash my hair upside down. I'm so envious of the anchor lady. Is she going to reach the peak of her life? It seems that this person is the real boss. Wu Di was also confused. What was going on? Could it be that this hot pot was a trap he had deliberately set up, with the purpose of taking advantage of the opportunity to pick up a silly naive girl and take her home to spoil her? Oh my god, how could he have such dirty thoughts? Is it so great to be rich? Oh, it seems like being rich is so great. Never mind. I'm not a fool anyway. It's impossible for me to take advantage of others. But why do I have this desire deep down in my heart to be taken advantage of? There were so many things to think about, and the more he tried to sort them out, the more confused he became. Wu Di's mood suddenly became bad, and he couldn't help but complain. Who said I want to ride in your car? I have legs but I can't walk, really. Are you sure you don't want me to give you a ride? I remember it's hard to get a taxi around here. Besides, it's getting late. Aren't you afraid of encountering some unexpected incidents on the way as a little girl? Ling Feng suddenly had the urge to tease her. Perhaps it was related to her list of wishes. After all, the loser's wishes were too easy to fulfill for Ling Feng. Of course, Ling Feng still wanted to pay attention to this little goddess. After all, the other party's appearance score has reached 91 points. According to the original words of the system, this high score was given to me, so there is no question of being dissatisfied. Oh tilde. Wu Di, who was standing aside, had nothing to refute after hearing what Ling Feng said. He looked dumbfounded, as if what he said made sense. It was so late at night, and I was walking alone on a dark path. What if I met their prime minister? Then my innocence would be lost. Seeing that she was speechless, Ling Feng smiled softly. Hey, little sister, are you afraid that I might do something bad to you on the way? If that's all you're worried about, then it's fine, because you're a live streamer, you're always live streaming, and you have so many fans. I wouldn't dare to do that even if I had 100 guts, don't you think? That's right, big brother, what you said makes sense. In that case, I would like to thank you for giving me a ride. Wu Di said with a smile. After Wu Di finished speaking, he adjusted the camera angle of his mobile phone. At this moment, Ling Feng caught a glimpse of the interface of her live broadcast room, and at the same time, he also saw her nickname in the room, Xiao 7 Mai. Now that I know her nickname, I can find her at any time in the future. You don't even need her contact information. If you want to get the free stuff, just go to her live broadcast room and find her. It's so easy. Just as Ling Feng was about to take Wu Di for a drive, he suddenly discovered that the other party's list of desires had changed again. Desires that were not there before now existed, and there were a lot more. 1. How nice it would be if this guy was a big brother who had no ulterior motives and just wanted to take me home. 2. It feels like I'm trying out $1 million luxury car, but I haven't driven a car in 3 years since I got my driver's license. If I scratch his luxury car, I really can't afford the compensation. 3. Rich brother, please come to Xiao 7 Mai's live broadcast room and send golden rockets. It would be best if the rockets are so powerful that they can't be stopped at once. Seeing this, Ling Feng couldn't help but smile bitterly. A loser is a loser. No matter how things change, they still remain essentially the same. It seems that this little sister 7 still has the same loser desire list as always. Since you want to experience the feeling of driving a luxury car, then just do it. It's not that difficult. Thinking of this, Ling Feng extended the invitation without any hesitation. Little sister 7, do you know how to drive? Otherwise, how about you drive my car to take yourself home? This is not good, big brother. I can drive, but I haven't driven a car for a long time. I'm afraid I can't drive well. What if I scratch something and people can't afford the compensation? Wu Di was a little hesitant and embarrassed, but she said so. However, deep down in her heart, she was very eager for Ling Feng's invitation. Chapter 16, A Battleground Appears. Seeing that Wu Di was hesitating, people in the live broadcast room filled the screen with helpless and contentious comments. Sister Anchor, don't be afraid. The rich guy didn't say anything. What are you afraid of? Just open it if I tell you to. Yes. In this case, we can also follow you and experience the feeling of driving a luxury car. Let's not waste any more time, hurry up, or I'll turn from a fan to a hater. If you don't open it, I'll turn from pink to black. +1. +99. Seeing that she was still hesitant, Ling Feng continued to add fuel to the fire. Don't even mention that you scratched it. Even if you hit a curb, I wouldn't ask you to pay a penny. Besides, I just saw that your fans in the live broadcast room want you to experience the feeling of driving a luxury car. I'll take this opportunity to live broadcast your heroic style of driving a luxury car. This way, you will gain more loyal fans and passers-by who will become your fans. Why not do it? Wu Di, who was standing by, seemed to have discovered a loophole in Ling Feng's words. He raised his little head and looked at him with empty eyes, smiling faintly. Oh, so it turned out that big brother wanted to use me as a free driver. But your trick is a little watery, and I saw through it at a glance. Huh? You figured this out, little sister 7, you're so awesome. Ling Feng smiled, pretending to have suddenly realized something. Does Ling Feng need her to be a driver? Obviously not. He was just here to fulfill the other person's wish list. Besides, this list of wishes that is so easy to fulfill is right in front of you, so why not miss it? Their Hummer H2 is not worth much money. Even if it is crashed, so what? Is Ling Feng still missing this car in his garage? Sure, big brother, you can let me be your driver, but I will only drive the route home. If you want to go home by yourself, you have to drive by yourself, okay? After Wu Di lowered his head to think about it, he looked up and replied proudly, anyway, you don't care, so if I don't care either, wouldn't it seem that I'm too pretentious? Okay, of course no problem. Ling Feng made an okay gesture, turned around and walked towards the parking space. Wu Di followed closely behind, but the live camera was not directed at Ling Feng. Instead, she randomly captured some scenery around him because she knew Ling Feng didn't want to be on camera. After arriving at the parking space, when she saw the domineering Hummer H2, her mouth instantly turned into an O shape in surprise. Wow, their Hummer H2 is so big and powerful. She walked slowly around the car and continued, its overall wraparound design abandons the central metal dividing bar, which broadens the field of vision. The side profile retains the beast-like strong image of the previous generation of Hummer. The short front and rear overhangs give the H2 excellent climbing ability. The protruding doors make it easy to get in and out of the car. The rear of the car continues the typical four-window design of the previous generation of Hummer. The pull-down liftgate and pull-up rear window provide convenience for loading. Moreover, the partition can divide the rear cargo space into different patterns. It is very convenient and practical. Big brother, are you sure you want me to drive it on the road later? If this Hummer H2 is parked in parking space A0001, then it's correct. Here, the car key is for you. Ling Feng said as he threw the car key to Wu Di. You wouldn't have thought that this little girl knows quite a lot about cars. Come on, big brother, please get in the car. We'll leave now. Wu Di took the car keys and climbed into the driver's seat. Ling Feng naturally sat in the passenger seat. At the same time, he set up the mobile phone holder on the back seat as quickly as possible, and rotated the camera slightly to the side to aim at the main driver's cabin. The line of sight is exactly the front one-third of the car, and Wu Di's upper right body is also captured. This angle is just right. It can not only capture the live footage of Wu Di driving the car, but also capture the scenic spots and road signs along the way. If Ling Feng wanted to do something bad to Wu Di, everyone in the live broadcast room would be able to see it, and they would be able to call Yao Yao Ling at the first opportunity and also explain the location of the incident. Such a perfect operation is something that not many people can come up with. Seeing this, Wu Di on the side curled his lips slightly. How attentive. He actually won my favor instantly with just a slight movement. He is indeed a real rich man. His ability to read people's expressions is really not comparable to ordinary people. At this moment, Wu Di's uneasy heart was finally at ease. Then she adjusted her seat, fastened her seatbelt, and started the car. At the moment when Wu Di fastened her seatbelt, Ling Feng thought that the seatbelt would just wrap around her body without any problem. Who would have thought that a natural chasm could perfectly carve out two strange peaks? A battleground has emerged. Fuck, it didn't even get squeezed. It looks like she's still got some body. But, it looks to me like there's some silicone padding or something. Could it be that the information is false? Impossible, absolutely impossible. This Prime Minister has seen countless people, how could I be wrong? If I have the chance in the future, I will definitely check it myself. While Ling Feng was still thinking about how to check whether there was any material, Wu Di suddenly turned his head and looked at him. Big brother, was that VIP room very expensive? It's okay. Let's not talk about whether it's expensive or not. Anyway, I think I can afford it. To be honest, the taste of this seafood hotpot buffet is really good, and the ingredients are very fresh. Sometimes I come to this restaurant 7 or 8 times a month. Ling Feng explained calmly, without a trace of discomfort on his face. Talking about such a huge expense is as simple as drinking boiled water. Wu Di is different from him. She is just a person with an ordinary salary. The consumption of the 1,288 package just this time has exhausted all her assets. So, when Ling Feng said something that seemed like bragging but was actually very true, she couldn't help but widen her eyes and remain silent. There was a look of envy and jealousy in his eyes. Ling Feng didn't say much about her slightly inferiority complex reaction. Instead, he put his hands behind his head and slowly leaned back against the seat. His leisurely eyes occasionally glanced at the scenery passing by the window. Then he said leisurely, "Oh, by the way, little sister 7, are you using the Huyar app live streaming platform?" Yes, big brother, do you want to come to the live broadcast room to support little sister 7? Oh, what a pity, I haven't played this app for a long time, and I have long forgotten the account and password. Otherwise, I will definitely go to your live broadcast room and give you a blast to enjoy. As soon as Ling Feng finished speaking, the live broadcast room exploded. Oh my god, this tycoon's trick of cutting off the source of the trouble and hitting the bull from a distance really made my heart almost explode. Who said it wasn't? When the rich man started talking just now, I thought our anchor girl had finally found spring. But, she forgot her account password. It's not that I can't remember my account password, it's that the rich guy doesn't like our anchor girl at all. Wu Di didn't know how to start a conversation at this moment, and it was even more impossible for him to flatter someone and ask them to retrieve their account password for an unfamiliar stranger just to give her a reward, right? This is obviously unrealistic and impossible. Chapter 17 Little White Rabbit, Whiter and Whiter. The reason why Ling Feng invited her to a seafood hotpot buffet and asked her to take a ride was that he wanted to stir up trouble. After all, the other party's wish list was too simple for him, and there was no way he would give up such a good opportunity. 15 minutes later. Ling Feng suddenly smiled at Wu Di. Little sister 7, don't be sad. What if I find the account password after I go back? If that happens, I will definitely reward you with a dozen airplanes, or a dozen rockets flying all over the screen. Really, big brother, do you keep your word? If you really reward little sister 7 so that the screen is full of rockets, little sister 7 will give you a talent show. Talent show? No, didn't you say before that you can't perform a talent show? Then how are you going to perform? Ling Feng joked. Yeah, then, what kind of performance does big brother want to see little sister number 7 perform? I don't know, Ling Feng shook his head. The next second, his eyes fell on the two strange peaks, and the corners of his mouth curled up slightly. I got it. How about you sing and dance, little white rabbit, white again, for me when the time comes? Ling Feng finished speaking, and the next second, they arrived at the place. Wu Di braked the car directly, turned off the live broadcast on his mobile phone, slowly walked down from the main driving seat, came to the outside of the passenger seat, and raised his eyebrows at Ling Feng inside. Big brother, remember what you just said. Little sister 7 will be waiting for your reward when she returns. Well, no problem, it's a small matter. Ling Feng smiled. Looking at their Hummer disappearing around the corner, Wu Di was stunned. Oh, I was so focused on getting Big Brother's reward that I forgot to save his contact information. I don't even know his ID number. How will I know who he is when the time comes? What if Big Brother forgets to give me a reward? How should I remind him? So annoying, Wu Di, you are such a brainless idiot. You didn't even seize such a good opportunity. You deserve not to be an internet celebrity, and you deserve not to make any money. Wu Di walked towards the Xinhuan community while blaming himself. Buzz. At this moment, her cell phone vibrated. It was not a text message alert but a call from a stranger. Hello, who are you looking for? Wu Di answered the call and asked. There was an immediate response from the other end of the phone. You must be CR7's sister, right? I'm from the guild. The higher-ups have decided to have you compete with other anchors in a live PK at 11 o'clock tonight. You must be prepared. I don't need to explain the punishment and reward. Yes, I got it, Sister 7. I'll go home and prepare it right away. Wu Di replied politely. In fact, when Wu Di started the live broadcast, she had no intention of joining any union. She felt uncomfortable with being constrained. But when she learned that there were huge pitfalls in the commissions for personal live streaming and joining a guild, she resolutely chose to join the guild. Especially after joining the union, you will receive a full attendance bonus of 600 in the first 3 months, and you can also enjoy the services of a professional operations team. If you have any questions, the guild's operations will help answer them. The guild organizations will also have direct contact with the official personnel of the APP video account, and both problem-solving and operational suggestions are available to individual live broadcast account creators. Especially new members with outstanding performance have a greater chance of being promoted and recommended. Of course, every guild will not keep idle people. Especially for new anchors, they must PK with other guilds or personal anchor accounts once in the first 3 months, and they must win twice in a row to advance. Otherwise, the monthly support of 600 yuan will be gone, and they will no longer be able to enjoy the previous benefits and more resources. Talking on both sides. Ling Feng returned to his big villa, washed up and lay down on the bed, intending to go to sleep, but he couldn't fall asleep no matter how much he tossed and turned. So, he simply opened Wu Di's live broadcast app and directly searched for her live broadcast ID number. Suddenly I found that she was live streaming again, and she was live streaming in a room less than 10 square meters. That's not right. Didn't she just live stream outside? Why is she live streaming again right after returning home? Is she really that dedicated? Does she not care about her health? Ling Feng frowned, secretly puzzled, and immediately asked his question in Wu Di's live broadcast room. Ms. Anchor, didn't you just broadcast live outdoors? Why do you want to broadcast again indoors? Are you short of money? At this time, Ling Feng was using the small account. Since there was only Fang Xiaoxue in the big account, it felt inappropriate to add other girls in. At this time, perhaps because it was late at night, there were only about 100 people watching Wu Di's live broadcast room, and sometimes there were less than 100 people. Not to mention the real-time live broadcast rankings, it is definitely at the bottom. Hey, Miss Anchor, you dare to do a live broadcast with such a small number of people? Aren't you afraid that you can't pay the electricity bill? Or do you want to compete with other anchors with this little popularity? Ling Feng pouted and joked at the right time. Wu Di, who was broadcasting live, adjusted the position of the camera and saw a user with a new ID number, a cigarette is not lonely, complaining a few words, then smiled awkwardly. Brother Yukayan, you are right. I am planning to compete with other anchors, but you have seen that the anchor's popularity is pitifully low. You should also know that for new anchors like Xiao 7 Mai, the guild will definitely arrange for us to compete with other anchors in the first 3 months. But she is not confident enough and definitely needs your help. Otherwise, brother, can you help her for a while? It won't be much, just a pack of cigarettes, okay? Yeah, no problem, I still have enough money for a pack of cigarettes. Ling Feng looked at Wu Di, who was a little shy with her looks maxed out in the live broadcast room, and replied with a message directly and readily. She is indeed a goddess with a score of over 90 points without makeup. Once the beauty filter is turned on, she is so stunning that she can instantly kill all animals who think with their lower body. Oh, damn, I feel a little sleepy. Hey, I better go get a pack of cigarettes first, otherwise what should I do if I feel sleepy while others are peeking? Thank you very much for the cigarette, little brother. I am here to show my courtesy. Wu Di performed the etiquette gesture of an ancient lady to express gratitude in front of the live camera. Her posture was very standard and her movements were graceful and natural. However, she forgot that the pajamas she was wearing were low-necked little white rabbit cartoon clothes, so when she dived down, she could vaguely see half of a big white ball, dazzling and seemed to be about to come out. At this moment, the live broadcast room with less than 100 people suddenly became lively. Oh my god, Miss Anchor, what do you mean by this? Are you planning to seduce us? It's okay, come on, I can stand the test. That's right, this test is too simple, if you have the guts, come up with a bigger one. Har har, they're really a talented people in the comments section. After Ling Feng finished taking the cigarette, he looked at the live broadcast room in front of him, which had been deserted, and suddenly became popular. The barrage of comments filled the screen from time to time, and he was a little confused. Can anyone tell me what's going on? What did the anchor lady do just now to make you all so excited and make such a fuss? Big brother, didn't you see the anchor lady bowing to you just now? What do you mean by bowing? I didn't see it. I just went to get a cigarette. Ling Feng was even more confused when he saw someone replying to his message. It's not what you want to say. Just say it directly. I don't understand why you beat around the bush, brother. Forget it, forget it. Since brother one cigarette doesn't make you lonely didn't see it, then forget it. You didn't get to see it anyway. It's over, don't take it to heart. Har har har, yes, it's over, we must not take it to heart. Ling Feng was completely speechless upon seeing this. But after he flipped through the screen to check the previous barrage messages, he quickly at 7. Ms. Anchorwoman, what happened just now doesn't count, because I, their master, didn't see it, so you can do whatever you want. Well, then I'll thank you again, brother Ejin, a cigarette. Chapter 18. You are such a nice person, the kind that is invincible. Although Wu Di was somewhat reluctant about Ling Feng's request, he agreed reluctantly when he thought about the low chances of winning in the PK with other anchors and being eliminated by the guild. Brother Yikan, you better watch out this time, little sister 7 is here to show her respect. Wu Di performed the same etiquette gesture of expressing gratitude in front of the live camera. His posture was even more standard than before, and his movements were naturally much bigger, revealing everything that should and shouldn't be revealed. Since she didn't know that she covered her collar with her hands at the critical moment, her bow this time directly raised the desire values of everyone in the live broadcast room to the maximum again. Brother Yikan, did you see the gesture of the other person bowing to thank you this time? Ling Feng felt a little embarrassed when he saw this. Just a second ago, he picked up the cigarette that had accidentally dropped on the ground with a red face. As a result, when he looked up, he was left alone again. The other person had already finished bowing. Well, that anchor lady, my cigarette just fell to the ground, and I was just thinking about picking it up, so I didn't even see it. When everyone in the live broadcast room heard Ling Feng's words, they all burst into laughter. Fuck, this guy is so interesting. I didn't even see him twice. Har har har, you are in for a treat with these two old, jumping, little brothers. Brother, do you know that you have missed two great things in a row? How about you ask the anchor lady for help again? Ling Feng shook his head helplessly and sent a message directly. Forget it. Anyway, I didn't have the chance to see it, so I missed it. As a tall, rich and handsome man, if you have no bottom line and if you do things according to the wishes of others, it would be like pushing a millstone with nothing and going around in circles, which is really embarrassing. After a while. It was 11 o'clock in the evening, and it was time for Wu Di to have a live PK with other anchors. In fact, the live PK between anchors is not very interesting. To put it bluntly, it depends on who has more fans and who is the best at using drugs. In a word, the more tips the fans give, the more excited the two anchors will be in the PK. The more drugs the top guy on the list uses, the more money the anchor will put into his pocket, and that anchor will be considered the winner. Hello, Xiao 7 sister, I said Shen Ran is the anchor of the big guild. I am very happy to PK with you this time. I hope you can be gentle. Hello, Sister Da Liao, I'm Sister 7 from the Little White Rabbit Sisters Guild. I'm very happy to PK with you online, but you're a little too modest. Sister 7 is the weaker one. When the time comes, you have to give her some leeway and don't let her lose so miserably. Wu Di replied politely, but when she mentioned the word Da Liao, she deliberately glanced at the two goodies in front of the other party. As a result, the corners of her mouth rose slightly. It seemed that she was just the same size as herself, B+, so how could she have such big stuff? What's more, mine is real stuff, but I don't know if yours is really good. At this moment, the anchor has clicked on the combat power value of Xiao 7 Mai's fan ranking list. You don't know until you see it. This sight made her want to laugh. The total ranking is only over 3,000. The weekly ranking is only 500? Are you sure this guy is here to PK and not to give away first blood? This arrangement is too easy, isn't it? Next. The two sides quickly decided on the rules of the PK. The rules are very simple. Whoever has a higher combat power value within the valid time will be the winner. 10 minutes later, the combat power value of Little Sister 7 just exceeded 800. Although it was only 800, it was the reward level for nearly half a month. It was also the effect of her bowing twice just now, otherwise 500 would be absurd. On the other hand, the combat power value of the big news anchor has already exceeded the astonishing 2000 mark and reached 2200. In this kind of PK, you can tell who will win or lose without even looking at the result. However, just when Xiao 7 Mai was helpless, a passerby named Yoliao Gij suddenly entered her live broadcast room, left a reward worth 66 combat power, and ran away without saying a word. Just by looking at the nickname of this passerby, you can tell that he is from the other side. His action just now was a slap in the face to Wu Di. Wu Di knew what the passerby's behavior meant, but he still had to be polite. Thank you, Brother Yodiao, for contributing 66 combat power points. I, little sister 7, sincerely thank you. Seeing this, Ling Feng's face was filled with black lines. What the hell? I've seen many despicable people, but I've never seen someone as despicable as this. It's just $1 and 1 point of combat power. I'll just kill you with all my strength. 1. Rich brother, please come to my live broadcast room and shoot a golden rocket. It would be best if it is the kind that hits the target immediately and cannot be stopped. Otherwise, I will lose. But at this moment, Wu Di's wish list in Ling Feng's eyes changed. The item that was not on her wish list was directly placed at the top of her wish list, and it kept flashing. It seems that the host Wu Di has been seriously stimulated. Otherwise, this wish list would not be at the top of her wish list. Of course, in comparison, this wish list is simpler for Ling Feng. Isn't it just a combat power value of 1000 points? It's not even enough to buy 2 packs of cigarettes. You'll make a profit if you get it. Ms. Anchorwoman, was that guy just now a funny guy sent by the other team? Is he really that pretentious? Yeah, there's nothing we can do. It's our fault that we have no money, so of course we were fooled by others. Moreover, I took a look, and the person just now was the number 1 on the other side's list. The reason why he came to my live broadcast room and rewarded me with 66 combat power points was to humiliate me. Wu Di replied with a wry smile. Forget it, anyway, the rich big brother didn't come, and the victory or defeat has been decided. What's more, I am not his opponent at all, and there is not much meaning in PK again in the next round. I might as well take it and prepare to go to bed. No money. Who said we have no money? It's just the money for 2 packs of cigarettes. It's too easy. Come, I'll support you. Ling Feng sneered. You have to support me. But, brother, do you really have money for just 1 cigarette? Otherwise, just forget it. Wu Di smiled bitterly subconsciously. Ling Feng ignored Wu Di and glanced at the opponent's combat power display bar, and found that it was more than half of Wu Di's, which was equivalent to a reward worth more than 2,600. Ms. Anchorwoman, as long as you are willing to be my girlfriend, I will help you to kill the other party's big-name Anchorwoman in seconds. How do you think? Ling Feng casually sent a barrage of comments, and then started to make some moves, not giving Wu Di any chance to react. Just at the moment when this barrage of comments floated across the screen, suddenly, 2 golden rockets shot up into the sky. The entire live broadcast room was covered with dazzling special effects. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. That's right. Each golden rocket has 1000 combat power points. After 2 rockets, our anchor lady has already crushed the opponent. Besides, it's time for a PK on the microphone. She is indeed a man who knows how to step on the tail of a rocket. She is so damn handsome. 2 golden rockets, 2000 yuan just burned away like that. Damn, it turns out this guy is a hidden rich man. When the 2 golden rockets flew all over the screen, Wu Di's expression suddenly became one of joy. Wow. Thanks to brother 1 cigarette for the super rocket. Thank you so much, brother Eugenjian, you are so nice, the kindest one. Ding. Congratulations to their host for satisfying the other parties for wish list requirements. PK to death with microphone, simply want to send her home, test ride on a $1 million luxury car, and shoot a golden rocket. Ding. Congratulations to their host for receiving 20 reinforcement points as a reward. Ding. Congratulations to their host for completing 3 consecutive hits or more for the first time, triggering a special item reward. Ding. Congratulations to their host for obtaining a special item, make a fortune every day card. Afterwards, Ling Feng felt that there seemed to be a very hard card in his trouser pocket. Needless to say, it was a prop card of the same shape as the low-level consumption cashback card he had before. Special item, make a fortune every day continuously effective. As the name suggests, this is a magical card that allows the host to accumulate a large amount of wealth within a day. Special note, for every expenditure that the host personally participated in the day before, regardless of the amount or the person who consumed it, this card will automatically withdraw 1% of the total amount of the previous day's consumption for the host on the next day and feedback it to their host's main card, which their host can use for any consumption. Strengthening points. 25 strengthening points can enhance the host's physical attributes, including appearance, height, physique, spirit, strength, and agility. Chapter 19. When you leave, I will treat your wife with my body. Looking at the 20 newly acquired enhancement point rewards, Ling Feng did not add them to other personal attributes immediately. He still followed the old rules and saved them first. Including the previous 5-point reinforcement point reward, he now has 25 unused reinforcement point rewards. As for the new special item, Make a Fortune Every Day card, he didn't pay much attention to it. After all, it is linked to money. Regardless of whether it is a Shenhao card or not, with his current status, it can't arouse much interest at all. He is not someone who is short of money. Well, there are only 3 points of reward left on this little goddess who I plundered so quickly. Should I change goddess or? Oh, forget it, why think so much, I'll just grab her and plunder her all at once. After thinking it over and sorting out his thoughts, Ling Feng sent a very proud message to the other party with great momentum. How about it, Miss Anchor, my 2 golden rockets can enter your soul, are you satisfied? Wu Di nodded and smiled, satisfied, 1 cigarette brother, your 2 golden rockets were so powerful, they caught the big news Anchor sister off guard. To express my gratitude, I will give you a love heart first. Whatever you want. By the way, Miss Anchor, didn't I just say that it's just the money for 2 packs of cigarettes? I kept my word. Ling Feng lit a cigarette and smoked while chatting, besides, with such little firepower, you can be so happy. I would say this is just an appetizer. If I open a big one for you later, will you have to marry me? When everyone in the live broadcast room saw Ling Feng's words, I will pledge my body to you, they instantly became excited again. Hey, Miss Anchor, what are you still hesitating about? Hurry up and agree to the rich man's request. That's right, a rich guy has finally come. If you don't seize the opportunity now, when will you? It's over, our anchor lady seems to have a short circuit, I don't know how to respond, ha, so funny. Ling Feng suddenly interrupted at this time, okay, everyone, stop making trouble. I was just joking about promising myself to you. Don't take it seriously. I will help the anchor lady win another game later. Then, I will ask our anchor lady to sing us a song, Little White Rabbit, White and White. By the way, anchor lady, remember to sing and dance at the same time. This is not too much to ask. Talking on both sides. The big-name anchor who was peeking with Wu Di was named Wenqing, and their big-name brother was her top brother. They had met several times in real life, and they hit it off on their way to obtain Buddhist scriptures. After that, the 2 of them walked together happily. Even though Wenqing's top brother on the list is a greasy old man, he has money after all, so they are together just to get what they want. After their first round of live PK ended, Wenqing's top friend sent her a private message through friend mode, which was a message of comfort. Wenqing, don't be sad. This time she just blocked my position and stole my tower. In the second round, I'll let that girl see my strength. In the first game of the live PK, the opponent blocked my position and stole my tower. No one would be happy about this, let alone a top player with great influence on the list. If he can't get this place back, all his initial investment will be wasted. Seeing this, Wenqing quickly replied a message, then lowered her head and pouted to act cute. Brother Bangi, I'm not angry. I just feel that those 2 heavy things on my body are annoying. They make me feel suffocated and uncomfortable. Oh shit, Wenqing, you are such a cute little smart guy. By the way, I just checked the account information of the guy named 1 Cigarette Doesn't Make You Lonely, and what do you think? He is actually a newbie, my god, it seems that this guy must have been deceived by your PK host. So, in the next round, this guy will definitely not be so generous, and I will definitely let you win the next round of PK. Wenqing's top brother replied with a very convincing message, as if it were the truth. Of course, he knew that Wenqing loved this flavor, and Wenqing also knew that he knew which flavor she loved the most. So, the 2 of them tacitly got together again, and they both exuded the scent of early spring, which was the most suitable scent for sowing after early spring. After a short rest, the second round of live PK is about to begin. Since Wenqing was the loser in the previous round, Wu Di gave her the right to give orders at the beginning of this round. This could also highlight her propriety and generosity, and at the same time attract some popularity to cheer her on. In response to this, Wenqing did not play the emotional card or give a speech to canvass votes, but went straight to the point and announced the start of the live PK competition. Little Sister 7, this round is the same as the last round, let's get started. Well, Xiao 7 sister, listen to Sister Da Liao, let's just start this round. Wu Di replied calmly, but deep down he was still a little flustered and uneasy. Brother Yikuyang, are you the rich big brother? Then will you continue to choose to support Xiao Seven sister in this round? Wenqing saw that the other person's big eyes were blinking there non-stop, and his deep breathing made the two strange peaks shake and dazzle. She quickly raised her own strange peaks, and shouted in a coquettish voice, unwilling to lose. Oh, little sister Seven really knows how to support a man. Can you teach me when you have time? The sound sounded so damn sour and refreshing that it made everyone in the two live broadcast rooms dumbfounded, with their eyes shining. While everyone's attention was focused on the two strange peaks of the anchors from both sides, the top brother on the Wenqing list quickly ran to the live broadcast room of the opposite anchor Xiao Chimei and sent out several barrage messages that were sarcastic and mocking Ling Feng. One cigarette won't make you lonely, brother, are you here? Come out if you have the guts, let's compete openly. Don't always hide in the dark and steal the tower. You have no manliness at all. I look down on you. Also, don't think that just because you contributed 2000 combat power in the last game, the anchor will do whatever you want. Dream on. The waters of this industry are very deep. You can't wade through them just because you want to. Do you understand? Wenqing, the top player on the list, thought that he didn't need the 8,000 yuan reward, but if he could scare off Ling Feng with just this Padong Lion Roar and easily win the game for Wenqing, or even win another game of PK, then his poker game with Wenqing tonight would be a piece of cake. Just thinking about this beautiful thing made his heart tremble. After sending the barrage message, he looked at Wenqing fiercely again. Damn it, now when he recalled the feeling of being hit in the face by her pair of B+ silicone balls last night, it still made him feel so satisfied. I just want to ask if you have ever had such an experience? I just want to ask if you can control the impulse of your lower body. Seeing that the top brother on the other side of the list inexplicably appeared in Wu Di's live broadcast room and was very casual towards him, Ling Feng was unhappy and responded with a domineering attitude. The second round has just begun, and you have ambushed us and disrupted our minds. This courage is commendable. Well, since you are not afraid of being surrounded by our soldiers, then you can jump around for a while with peace of mind. Don't worry, after I take you away, I will take good care of your wife with my body. As soon as Ling Feng uttered this classical Chinese phrase, everyone in the live broadcast room burst into laughter. Oh my god! Our rich brother is really good at playing. This talent of a prime minister is definitely a role model for our generation. Har har har, that's right, our rich big brother is still interesting. Big Tycoon, may I ask if you are helping the anchor lady in this game, will you still use the blocking mode to steal the tower, or will you just rush in and teach the other party a lesson? Whether it's stealing the tower or rushing to the face, the rich brother quickly wins this game so that we can all enjoy the host singing and dancing Little White Rabbit, whiter and whiter. In just a moment, the provocative comments from the other leaderboard member faded away. At this time, the guy knew that there was no point in staying any longer, so he fled back to Wenqing's live broadcast room in dejection. At this moment, the top player on the other side waved his hand, and 5 consecutive golden rockets instantly dominated the screen of Wenqing's live broadcast room. At the same time, the fierce battle for this round of PK began. Thank you, big brother on the list, for sending 5 golden rockets in a row. The big news anchor will perform a sexy dance for you later. Chapter 20, Rich and Inhumane. At this moment, everyone in the live broadcast room started to make noise again. Holy crap! It seems like the top guy on the opposite side is really a rich guy. He's already got a combat power of 10,000 at the beginning of the second round. That's awesome. That's right. However, if these 5 golden rockets were exchanged for money, it would be 10,000 yuan. Wouldn't it be nice to use that money to buy chickens and ducks to eat at home? Hey, you guys are still too young. You don't understand the loneliness, emptiness and coldness in the hearts of the rich. Besides, it's only 10,000 yuan. For the real rich, it's just small money, just rubbish. Ignore everything outside and just wait for our rich boss to get mad. Ling Feng looked at the golden rockets flying all over the screen and took a puff of cigarette calmly. You want to compare financial resources with me, grandson? What the hell do you want? Not to mention that his monthly pocket money exceeds 1 million, even the low-level consumption cashback card rewarded by the system can make the other party drink a pot. Now I want to provoke him and tease him. Then again, those 5 golden rockets from the other party weren't even enough for 1/10 of his daily pocket money. Ling Feng will fool him? Are you kidding me? Just when the 5 dazzling golden rocket special effects in the other party's live broadcast room disappeared, suddenly, 7 golden rockets in Wu Di's live broadcast room shot up into the sky. It seems that Ling Feng has taken action. Wow! Thanks again to Brother Yagayan for sending so many super rockets. Brother Yagayan, you are so awesome. I love you so much and I am so excited. I never thought that one day I would have a little brother who loves me. Then let the little brother love me dearly. I can handle this kind of love. The host Wu Di in the live broadcast room had eyes that sparkled with excitement, his face was full of excitement, his hands were trembling as he covered his mouth, and he muttered to himself. Do you think this is the end? No, this is just the beginning of the explosion. As the 7-round super rocket was fired, the 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th rounds followed. In just a moment, Ling Feng had sent out 20 shots. At the same time, the critical hit doubling effect of the low-level consumption cashback card was finally triggered, and several system prompt sounds kept ringing in his mind one after another. Ding! Friendly reminder, this consumption has triggered the double critical hit effect of low-level consumption cashback card. Ding! Congratulations to their host for triggering the 6x cashback effect. Spending 7,000, the cashback is 6 times 42,000. The cashback has been automatically deposited into the low-level consumption cashback card. The available balance of the card is 944,000. Ding! Congratulations to their host for triggering the 3x cashback effect. Spending 1,000 will result in a 3x cashback of 3,000. The cashback has been automatically deposited into the low-level consumption cashback card. The available balance of the card is 946,000. Ding! Congratulations to their host for triggering the 6x cashback effect. Spending 1,000 will give you 6x cashback, which is 6,000. The cashback has been automatically deposited into the low-level consumption cashback card. The available balance on the card is 1066000. After receiving these surprising alerts, Ling Feng walked comfortably to their wine cabinet and opened 2 bottles of red wine worth tens of thousands of yuan. He poured one bottle into their wine container and the other into their wine container. While shaking their wine container back and forth, he enjoyed the aroma of their wine so close at hand and was intoxicated by it. The ancients were honest and never deceived me. It is true that red wine is like a beauty, the more you taste it, the more delicious it becomes. Although Wu Di is now a popular anchor with tens of thousands of fans, she has never met a big shot and rich man with such courage and determination as Ling Feng. Unless the platform host is playing a game, the guild bosses and rich people will give you a lot of gifts. But that was none of her business, she was just a new anchor, and even during normal live broadcasts, few people would be so generous. Moreover, the money spent by the guild will be fully refunded. Therefore, there are not so many real big bosses and rich people in reality. Fuck, this guy is really a super rich guy. The number 1 guy on the other side of the list, he's got a slap in the face. I told you to look down on our rich brother. Why don't you just call me daddy? I'm telling you, my wealthy and powerful brother, if you can't resist the urge to eat shit, don't forget to call me so I can give you $1 to buy some tissues as a token of my appreciation. Fuck it, when did I want to eat shit? It's just 20 super rockets. I won't be scared. Humph, you guys are just daydreaming. The top brother on the other side of the list seemed a little unconvinced at this time. Sister Da Liao, your big brother on the list seems to be unconvinced. Wu Di, under Ling Feng's instruction, pulled out a high and condescending voice and smiled contemptuously. Our little brother Yi Yang asked me to ask your big brother on the list, do you still want to play next? It's so enjoyable. At this moment, Wu Di finally realized what it felt like to be a rich man and be a boss. As for whether the other top guy on the list is convinced or not, that is his business. If he is not convinced, then you just need to continue to reward him to increase his combat power. Faced with Wu Di's ridicule, Wen Qing quickly sent a private message to her top brother. Brother Bangi, look at that bitch over there, she's so arrogant and cocky. How about you teach them a lesson, at least we can get some face back. When she thought of the 20 consecutive golden rockets in Xiao 7 Mai's live broadcast room just now, she felt envious, jealous and angry. Although she was somewhat unwilling about this, she could not influence her big brother at all. After all, she knew the bottom line of her top brother's strength, and she also knew that the other party had given her no less than 20,000 yuan in rewards this week. After deducting 50% from the platform and deducting some taxes and fees from the remaining 50%, the money you get is greatly discounted, so it would be more cost-effective to pay directly in cash. Regarding this point, Wen Qing naturally believed that her brother, who was at the top of the list, knew the answer. However, how could he swallow this anger at this moment? At this moment, her top brother on the list waved his hand again, and 10 consecutive golden rockets instantly dominated the screen in her live broadcast room. Wow, my big brother on the list is so awesome. Thank you for the 10 consecutive golden rockets. The big anchor will give you something to eat tonight. It will definitely be enough. Fuck, you still dare to come? Well, next I'll let you know the gap between you and me. Ling Feng subconsciously rolled his eyes at the screen full of dazzling super rocket special effects in the other party's live broadcast room, and slowly clicked on the location of the super rocket special effects reward in Wu Di's live broadcast room, and kept clicking like that, with no sign of stopping at all. The other party's 100 super fires are only worth 100,000, which is actually nothing for a truly rich person. What's more, Ling Feng also has a cashback card for low-level consumption. As long as he spends money on beautiful women, the money will be returned to him at a doubled rate. Therefore, it is not a big problem for him to be 100,000 higher than the other party, it's just that he seldom spends so much at one time. But are more than 100 super rockets Ling Feng's limit? Joke. This is just an appetizer. If you want to show off, you must show off in a big way. Next. On the entire APP live broadcast platform, on the public screens of all the anchors' live broadcast rooms, there was an endless rain of rockets. This float lasted for a full half hour. At this time, Wen Qing, their host who was peeking with Wu Di online, was completely confused. It's impossible to say that she has never seen a rich man, but she has definitely never seen such a rich and inhumane one. Damn, without saying a word, he directly sent hundreds of super rockets. This is too exaggerated. The key point is that even after the PK was over, the super rocket special effects rain never stopped. 10 minutes after the second round of PK, Ling Feng finally sent out 999 rounds. Immediately afterwards, the critical hit doubling effect of his low-level consumption cashback card was triggered repeatedly, which directly overwhelmed the system prompt sound, turning it into a silent operation, which was displayed one by one in his mind. Ding! Friendly reminder, this consumption has triggered the double critical hit effect of low-level consumption cashback card. Ding! Congratulations to their host for triggering the 3x cashback effect. Spending 1,000 will result in a 3x cashback of 3,000. The cashback has been automatically deposited into the low-level consumption cashback card. The available balance of the card is 1068000. Ding! Friendly reminder, this consumption has triggered the double critical hit effect of low-level consumption cashback card. Ding! Congratulations to their host for triggering the 3x cashback effect. Spending 1,000 will get you 3x the cashback, which is 3,000. The cashback has been automatically deposited into the low-level consumption cashback card. The available balance of the card is 3970000. Chapter 21, Another Missed Opportunity. At this moment, in order to send out nearly 1,000 super rockets, Ling Feng had been frantically clicking on the screen of his mobile phone for half an hour. He was so tired that he fell on the big bed, taking a deep breath of fresh air and closing his eyes to rest. He didn't even have the energy to check the system reward notification sound. Moreover, if his phone wasn't a custom-made one that cost tens of thousands of dollars, the speed and strength of his hand just now would have caused the phone to crash. After the effects of nearly 1,000 rounds of super fire faded away, Wu Di slowly recovered from his shock. At the same time, at first glance, it was discovered that the number of fans had exceeded the 100,000 mark at some point, reaching a staggering 250,000 online users. It seems that this is the time when night owls often appear. Then she was stunned again. The era when a few barrages of comments occasionally popped up in the deserted live broadcast room is a thing of the past. What has changed is that the screen is full of barrages of comments, and countless comments are vying to roll around in the box below the live broadcast room. If you don't look carefully, you can't see clearly what the previous fan posted, and it will be countered by the following ones until it disappears. The same is true for the following comments. Oh my god, it's only been a short time and we've gained so many followers. I'm so happy. Well, is that little brother with a cigarette here? The number of fans of Little Sister 7 has exceeded 100,000. Come out and have a look, big brother with a cigarette. When you come out, I will show you the little white rabbit, whiter and whiter. Wu Di was shaking with excitement in the live broadcast room. The pair of pleasing little balls shook with her shaking, and the popularity in the live broadcast room also increased dramatically. Oh my God, what do you want? You don't even want all this money. What do you want? Do you want my pure body? I just don't understand. Apart from my family being rich, my height being over 1.8 meters tall, my 8-pack abs and my extraordinary temperament, what else can attract you? Also, my fingers are so sore because of you, tell me how you should compensate me. Seeing this, Wu Di said with a smile without even thinking, Brother Yikan, you finally showed up. Brother Yikan, I know you've been working hard, so just tell me what you want to ask for, and I'll satisfy you. Having said this, she suddenly felt that the previous sentence gave people a very annoying feeling, which seemed inappropriate, and she hurriedly began to explain hesitantly. Well, Brother Yijian, I don't seem to have any talent to show you. How about this? As long as it's a talent you want to see, whether it's singing or dancing, I will work hard to learn it until you are satisfied. How about that? Ding! Congratulations to their host for satisfying the other party's desire to break through 100,000 fans. Ding! According to the reward rules, the opponent's appearance score is between 90 and 94 points, and the maximum cumulative reinforcement point reward is 31 points. The reward for their host to complete the desire mission this time is 3 reinforcement points. Strengthening points. 28 strengthening points can enhance their host's physical attributes, including appearance, height, physique, spirit, strength, and agility. Hearing the system prompt, Ling Feng ignored Wu Di's advances, but was stunned for a moment, frowning, oh my God, I've already grabbed this little goddess so quickly. But why do I always feel like there is still a crucial benefit that I haven't grabbed yet? What exactly is this benefit? Perhaps it was the interference of the system prompt sound, or perhaps it was Ling Feng's sudden loss of consciousness. In short, he always felt that something was missing, and he felt very uncomfortable. But when he was about to give up, the noisy and frenzied comments flying across the screen in the live broadcast room made him grasp the key point in an instant. Oh my God, nearly 1 million in tips, and the rich man gave it just to watch the anchor sing nursery rhymes. Damn, having money means you can do whatever you want. That's right. In my opinion, the anchor should just sleep with the rich man tonight. A newbie's question, big bro, are you still in need of a bed warmer? I want someone who's smart, cute, and well behaved. Also, I have a special trick for warming the bed that doesn't take up any space. Oh my God, why do you need to warm the bed in summer? Are you going to get prickly heat? Why don't you just tell the rich guy that you want to sleep with him? We are all adults, we all know. Don't show off your self-righteous coquettishness. And what's that secret skill of not taking up space? Wait, not taking up space. Well, that little newbie, uncle is also rich, how about? No way. I only want a generous man like the local tycoon. What about you? Just go and play with Shadow. Ms. Anchor, those 2 guys upstairs are making trouble. Ignore them. Just tell me that you have no talent. Why does the rich man like you so much? Do you know him privately? Or are you his full-time secretary? Especially after seeing this barrage, Ling Feng smiled, because the answer he wanted was here. Full-time secretary. Har har, this guy's train of thought is quite refreshing. Yes, that's pretty much what my designated driver meant. Ms. Anchor, please don't learn other talents now. I'm too lazy to wait and watch. You can drive, right? Then you can be my designated driver from now on. How about the super hot price of 100 rounds each time during the usage period? This message was sent privately by Ling Feng, so the people in the live broadcast room could not see it, otherwise some people would jump out and make trouble. When Wu Di saw this private message, the corner of his mouth twitched fiercely. No, I said a cigarette won't make you lonely, little brother, are you serious? How do you know I can drive? What if I can't? Impossible, didn't you just drive tonight? How could you not know how to drive? And, at that time, I found that you drove very steadily and sat very comfortably, so I wanted you to be my driver in the future, is that not possible? Ling Feng paused for a second, and then added, don't worry, it won't take up too much of your time. You can live broadcast as usual. From Monday to Friday, I will drive myself. I will only ask you to drive on Saturdays and weekends when I have something to do and go out to play. The exceptions are night drives and those before 8 o'clock in the morning. At this moment, Wu Di in the live broadcast room frowned slightly, with a slightly conflicted expression on his face. His eyes were dull and he felt a little upset. It was so annoying. Is it so difficult for him to just be a foodie anchor? Yes, if it weren't for you, the rich brother, who showed up today, I would be a loser now, and it would only be a matter of time before I quit the anchor industry. I would like to express my gratitude for this matter, but it seems that if other anchors were tipped 10,000 yuan, it would not be impossible for them to just talk about their sponsors getting up every day, let alone get a good night's sleep, not to mention that I have been tipped nearly 1 million. Wu Di struggled with his thoughts for a long time, and finally came back to the designated driver suggested by Ling Feng. It seems that she has figured it out. Yes, if it weren't for Ling Feng's strong support, she would have said goodbye to the industry of foodie anchor long ago. Besides, the designated driver that Ling Feng mentioned was just a full-time driver. There were no other tricks or unspoken rules. He didn't ask her to drive every day, and he didn't even drive her in the morning and evening. The fee for a designated driver was 100,000 yuan. Anyone who refuses such a good job and such great treatment is a fool. Wu Di thought she was not a fool, so she figured it out at the last critical moment. Okay, brother, 1 cigarette, I promise you. By the way, big brother Yi Kenyan, don't you want to see little sister 7 sing and dance, little white rabbit, white and white? Little sister 7 will sing and dance for you right now. After he finished speaking, regardless of whether Ling Feng replied to the message or not, he started singing and dancing in the live broadcast room. After she sang, bouncing around so cutely, the pair of exploding balls kept swaying up and down in the spot. That is what a beautiful sight, a beautiful and moving scenery with surging waves. However, unfortunately, after Ling Feng received her reply that it was no problem to be a substitute driver, he put down his phone and started to study how to use the 28 reinforcement points reward. I didn't pay any attention to Wu Di's lovable singing and dancing talents. Brother Yiganyan, is the talent show Little White Rabbit, White and White that you asked Xiao 7 sister to perform good looking? After performing the talent show, Wu Di quickly sent a private message to Ling Feng, but 3 to 5 minutes passed and he didn't receive a single message. At this moment, Wu Di's mentality was a little broken. He felt a little lost and uncomfortable. It was over, it was over. Brother Yiganyan seemed to have not seen other people's talent show. What should he do? Chapter 22. An unexpected event occurs. Wu Di's mentality collapsed, but the LSP and many night owls in the live broadcast room did not collapse. Not only did they not collapse, they were all very excited. Har har har, if I'm not mistaken, our rich brother is destined to have no good fortune today. He missed the good intentions of the anchor lady 3 times in a row. This is so funny. Fuck, the lost look on the live stream girl's face, doesn't that mean that the rich guy didn't see it again this time? That's right, if you didn't say that, I really wouldn't be able to tell. Har har har, our anchor girl has given too much away after all. I don't know why the rich man always misses out. I really don't know what he's thinking. No matter what he thinks, the live streamer seems to be jumping around more vigorously this time than the previous 2 times. This song, Little White Rabbit, Whiter and Whiter, is really awesome. It's over, it's over. I was just passing by. Who knew I would be a fan of this anchor lady? I'm so wet, so wet. Hey, I feel annoyed and uncomfortable when I think about not being able to worry about something, and I feel even more annoyed and uncomfortable when I think about making others worry about something. So, people are greedy. At first, I wanted to know what the hostess name was, and later I wanted to know how to call their host's sister. Oh my god, I'm talking to the LS above. How could you post such a weird sentence? Aren't you afraid of being censored by the reviewer? No matter whether it's reviewed or not, I think the anchor lady is going to cry and faint in the toilet. Har 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 har, there have always been many talented people in the comment section. Wu Di looked at the comments in front of him with a frown on his face. It was clearly the guy with a cigarette who asked them to sing and dance this song. What's even more infuriating is, he just realized that his private parts were jumping violently during the singing and dancing process. As a result, after he finished singing and dancing, the other party didn't even notice it. What is this all about? Ling Feng didn't know about Wu Di's helplessness. Because now he is studying his personal attributes, especially the accumulated 28 reinforcement points, and which attributes should he add them to? 180 centimeters tall is considered tall. I'm afraid of heights if it's any taller, so I don't need to worry about it for now. His looks are 88 points, and his spirit is 89 points. These attribute panels look good too, so let's ignore them this time. Now there are only two attributes left, strength and agility. Well, let's only strengthen these two attributes this time. After all, strength and agility represent the ability to fight and run. System, please help me increase my strength by 23 points and my agility by 5 points. Ding! The system received. Ding! Through this enhancement, the host strength attribute has been enhanced from the original 77 points to 100 points, and the agility attribute has been enhanced to 64 points. Ding! Friendly reminder, since their host's personal attribute strength has reached 100 points, it meets the qualification conditions for advancing special skills. Ding! Begin the advancement. Ding! Advancement successful. Ding! Congratulations to their host for obtaining the special skill, Fighting Skills. Martial Arts Level 1. Fighting skills are a general term for fighting and combat techniques. They originated from various fighting techniques invented by ancient people for survival and competition. As soon as the system's prompt sounded, Ling Feng felt waves of explosive power instantly rushing into his body, reaching his limbs and bones, and at the same time making all his joints emit a crackling sound. In the end, that indescribable sourness was really unforgettable. Ling Feng subconsciously waved his fist lightly, and suddenly an endless amount of energy surged from deep within his body, as if he could easily control the surrounding environment. Fuck, it feels like I can handle it easily, no matter if I'm fighting 3 or 5 200 Jin strong men alone or being challenged by 3 or 5 200 Jin strong men in a group. It's effortless. Even if I face 7 or 8 such opponents, I feel fearless. This feeling is really exciting, as if the whole world is under my control. It makes me truly feel how powerful and invincible I am. System, let me see my personal attribute panel. Host, Ling Feng. Gender, male. Age, 21. Height, 180 centimeters. Appearance, 88 points. Spirit, 89 points. 85 points and above are considered to be in good condition. Strength, 100 points. 70 points for ordinary people. Agility, 64 points. Personal wealth balance, 1.1 million. Income source, Ling Group S fixed monthly pocket money of 2 million, Magic City S Chaebol He Family S fixed monthly pocket money of 8 million. Enhancement points, 0 enhancement points can enhance the host's physical attributes, including height, appearance, spirit, strength, and agility. Special skills. 1. The body that is not drunk can be strengthened. In the state of being drunk but not drunk, the sense of smell is increased by 300%. Remember, each special skill enhancement requires 10 enhancement points. 2. Iron alloy steel bar body expired. Can transform any part of the body into a titanium alloy steel bar, increasing the strength by 500%, extending by 20%, and increasing the touch sensitivity by 200%. The duration is 60 minutes, and it can be triggered once every 120 minutes. 3. Combat Level 1. Fighting techniques are a general term for fighting and combat techniques. They originated from various fighting techniques invented by ancient people for survival and competition, such as Chinese martial arts, sonder, boxing, judo, wrestling, Muay Thai, Jeet Kune Do, karate, etc. Remember, fighting skills require comprehensive fighting skills and physical fitness to be able to flexibly respond to various attacks and defenses. Special props. 1. Low-level consumption card upgradable. If the amount of spending with this card is within 10% of the total amount, a cashback of 1/6 times will be triggered. Card available balance. 2. Make a fortune every day currently in effect. As the name suggests, this is a magical card that allows the host to accumulate a large amount of wealth within a day. Special note, for every expenditure that the host personally participated in the day before, regardless of the amount or the person who consumed it, this card will automatically withdraw 1% of the total consumption of the previous day for the host on the next day and feedback it to your main card, which you can use for any consumption. TSK, the current attribute panel is more comfortable to look at. The previous one was so bare that I was too lazy to even look at it. Ling Feng smacked his lips, and looked at the column of special props again, and smiled. Tongzi is so generous. He only got 2 special props in total, and both of them are about making money. This clever little guy is so lovable. After studying the personal attributes, it was already past 1 a.m. At this time, except for the anchors who were broadcasting live late at night about their sleep, most of them had fallen asleep. Of course, Wu Di is no exception. 23 hours 35 minutes and 33 seconds. Brother Yi Kenyan is the talent show you asked Little 7 to perform. Little White Rabbit, white and whiter, good looking. 23 hours 45 minutes and 59 seconds. Brother Yiganyan, have you gone to bed yet? Tomorrow is the weekend, will you let me be your designated driver? 23 hours 59 minutes and 52 seconds. There seems to be footsteps in the corridor outside, lingering outside my house. I am so scared. Is Brother Yikan here? Woo woo woo. Looking at the several unread messages Wu Di sent him, Ling Feng was speechless. But when he saw the last one, he jumped up from the bed with a start, quickly put on his clothes, took the key to the Hummer H2 and ran towards the garage. On the way, he made several calls but no one answered. Moreover, it had been nearly half an hour since the distress message was sent, and he didn't know whether the danger had already occurred, which made him very anxious. Hey, this girl is so stupid, why doesn't she know how to make a phone call? If you call me, I will hear the vibration sound. It's my fault too. If I had put my phone on silent mode then this wouldn't have happened. Tonesy, are you sure that if I go over and complete her special wish list, I can gain a special skill advancement? Ding! Friendly reminder, it's not certain. Although you will get a special reward for special skill advancement every time you complete a goddess's wish list task, it depends on the host's luck. Okay, I understand. Thank you, Tonesy. Ling Feng nodded with satisfaction. If Tonesy hadn't told him about this great thing, who would rush to you in the middle of the night without sleeping? If a demon spirit came over, wouldn't everything be solved? Besides, you are not as pretty as my sister Xiexue. Even the exploding dumplings that you are so proud of cannot compare with my sister Xiexue. I went to rescue you at this point only because of the special advanced reward, not for your B+ dumpling. Chapter 23. The silly third brother is indeed a genius. Talking on both sides. At 11:45 in the morning, after Wu Di sent a private message to Ling Feng and received no reply, he ended the live broadcast and prepared to wash up and go to bed. But at this moment, in the originally quiet night and the silent corridor outside the door, faint footsteps could be heard inexplicably. At first, she didn't pay attention to it. After all, no one could be sure that the person was returning home after working the night shift. But 5 minutes later, the footsteps were still wandering, as if they were looking for something, or perhaps hesitating about something. Before she could react, the footsteps suddenly stopped at her doorstep. Immediately afterwards, there was a slight noise coming from the threshold of his house, the kind of noise that someone deliberately pushed against the door, lifted it up and shook it. Wu Di was scared. After all, she was renting a house alone, and it was late at night. She wouldn't dare to respond even if someone knocked on the door during the day, let alone it was late at night, so she didn't dare to respond. Moreover, in the past 2 days, she heard from the community security guard that a home robbery had occurred in the Changxinyuan community across the street a few days ago. The person who was robbed was basically the same as her, a young, single, beautiful girl. Although the other party was just robbing and did not touch the female protagonist, it is still scary to think about if this kind of thing really happened to you. At this moment, Wu Di was so panicked that he had no intention of washing up. He didn't even bother to pick up the bath towel that had slipped off his body. He collapsed to the ground in fright. His face was pale and he looked extremely panicked and helpless. Oh my God, someone please save me, what should I do now? What if those guys break into the house and pry open the lock? What should I do? Send a message for help to Brother Yi Kenyan, and then call Yaroyaling. While thinking of countermeasures, Wu Di tried to calm his uneasy and anxious heart, then he clenched his teeth, stopped his hands from shaking, and slowly calmed down. After a moment, she edited several messages asking for help and sent them to Ling Feng, but just as she was calling Yao Yao Ling, an unexpected event that made her scalp tingle happened. The cell phone signal in the bathroom was very poor, so bad that I could only send a message for help. It was impossible to make a phone call. Just when it was raining heavily, there was a sudden and urgent knock on the door. Although the sound is not loud and the force is very light, don't forget that it is late at night and everyone is asleep. Even if you knock with your hand close to the door, as long as it's a slight knock, it will be very harsh. Immediately afterwards, there was another sound of whispering outside the door, as if they were arguing about something. I say, third brother, who the hell told you to knock on the door? Are you stupid? Didn't you see that second brother was unlocking the door? Brother is right. In my opinion, this guy, the third brother, has never taken his brain with him when he goes out. Brother, second brother, you misunderstood me. In fact, I have already found out all the information about this resident. Just now I was thinking that this time we could pretend to be the other party's family and trick him out. In this way, we can do things much faster in the future. At the rate of one family every 3 days, I believe we can achieve financial freedom in no time. You idiot, I'm really impressed by you. I usually ask you to learn more about lockpicking techniques from Lauer, but you refuse. You just read the 36 stratagems every day. What have you figured out so far? Oh my god, this bastard Lao-san has a really weird way of thinking. Big brother, are you sure that Lao-san and the two of us have the same parents? I'm really not sure if he was just an accident, or if our parents found him in the trash can. Upon hearing this, Wu Di couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief and smiled. It turned out that the IQ of the 3 guys outside was not very high. In that case, he would first alert them and scare them. Hopefully, he could buy more time so that he could find a place with a signal to call Yaroyaling for help. Hey uncles outside, I know you guys are working hard on the night shift, but it's so late now, could you please be a little quieter? I still need to sleep and rest. After Wu Di said a tentative word, he quickly wrapped himself in a bath towel, pricked up his ears, stood on tiptoe, and slowly walked towards the living room outside. It was so annoying. The mobile phone signal in this small 2-bedroom house was only strong in the living room. In other places, sometimes there was no signal at all. When the 3 brothers outside the door heard Wu Di's voice, they were stunned and looked at each other with big eyes. Brother, why are you looking at me? Among the 3 of us, only your names contain the character, and, respectively. So, what do you think about this matter, brother? Third brother, stop doing these useless things. You don't even have the ability to do it. Now, show your ability to the eldest and second brothers. Yes, what big brother said is right. Besides, I have known since childhood that the third child of our Wu family is different from ordinary people. As a result, you are a college student in our village. So, do you think we should respond to her about the third child? Upon hearing this, the third brother frowned and thought for a few seconds, then made an okay gesture to them, puffed out his chest and patted it lightly, then raised his hand to knock on the door. When the 2 brothers saw this, their faces suddenly turned dark. At this moment, the eldest brother reacted and grabbed the third brother's hand. He shook his head helplessly. Hey, third brother, we must not act rashly. I'm telling you, are you really stupid? Don't you know what we brothers do? You're thieves, you're shady. I just praised you and said you were fat, and you actually gasped. Big brother is right. We were just testing the third brother's ability to respond, but in the end, it was nothing. Big brother, please listen to me this time, because I think the girl inside is clearly stalling for time. So, now we can only think of a way to get her to open the door first, and then take advantage of the gap when she opens the door to knock her out with one punch. Question mark. The eldest and second brothers were speechless at the same time. If the other party really knew how to open the door, why the hell would they bother to open the lock? At this moment, Wu Di had already arrived at the living room and defeated Yaroyaling as he wished. However, it will take at least 5 minutes for Yaroyaling's people to arrive here. But don't underestimate these 5 minutes. I'm afraid some people can't even wait 5 minutes. After speeding for 15 minutes at full throttle, Ling Feng finally arrived at Yexinuan Community, number 88 Wangjin Road. This community is a resettlement housing community, and almost all the residents there are from a local village. Normally, it is difficult for strangers to sneak into such a community. After all, everyone's neighbors are acquaintances, and everyone knows each other's wealth. However, late night visits are excluded. Miss, I'm at the gate of your community now. May I ask which building and unit you live in and what's your house number? After sending this message, Ling Feng walked into the community. Building 12, Unit 2, number 21. Go straight along the main road near the gate of the community, turn right and it's the second building. Wu Di, who was hiding behind the sofa, holding a baseball bat in one hand and a mobile phone in the other, was stunned after sending the message. Sister? Brother Yukayan would never call me like that. Could it really be him? Oh my god, isn't this Mr. Ling who treated me to the seafood hotpot buffet last night? No wonder he gave me crazy rewards without saying a word. It turns out that Brother Yukayan is Mr. Ling. Just when Wu Di realized that Ling Feng would not feel lonely if he smoked a cigarette, the three guys who were whispering outside suddenly became quiet. Although this silence was very strange, it did not last long. It was only half a minute before it was interrupted by a very dull sound of footsteps in the stairwell. Oh no! Someone is coming up. Second and third brothers, follow me upstairs and hide. Okay, got it, big brother. Third brother, don't just stand there like an idiot. Let's follow big brother. Hide. Where should we hide now? We haven't done anything bad, why should we hide? The third brother smoked a cigarette calmly and sneered, didn't you hear the purpose of this guy's heavy footsteps? It's obvious that he is coming towards us. It's probably difficult to hide now. Upon hearing this, the eldest and second brothers were speechless. Chapter 24 Roaring sounds from the next room. Although the eldest and second oldest were speechless, of course the third oldest was right this time. Ling Feng's purpose was just as he said, he did it on purpose, just to attract the attention of the three brothers and give up the continued harassment of Wu Di. Tongzi, how many ordinary people can I beat at once with my current fighting skills? 3 or 5. Ding! As expected of someone favored by this system, you hit the nail on the head with just one word. Yes, with their host's current level of martial arts and strong physique, 5 ordinary infantrymen are no problem. Besides, the opponents are just 3 ordinary people who look a bit sturdy. There is no need to be stage frightened, just go for it. Ling Feng was very happy when he learned from the system that he had acquired the special skill of fighting and could easily beat up 5 ordinary infantrymen. But when he came to the corner of the 3rd floor, he always felt something was strange. What is a solid, average person? Is it possible that ordinary people are not strong? There are also some that fall apart when the wind blows. As he was thinking, Ling Feng arrived at the corner of the 5th floor and saw the 3 relatively satisfactory and strong ordinary people mentioned by the system. System, are you really sure? You are not kidding. I can defeat these 3 sturdy ordinary people by myself. Although Ling Feng felt a little nervous, he still looked at the 3 guys in front of him very seriously. First of all, the guy standing in the front is really a very solid ordinary person, about 1.85 meters tall, with short hair and a high-nose bridge. Then in the dim light in the stairwell, you can vaguely see a barely perceptible smile at the corner of his mouth, as if he can see into people's hearts, giving people a feeling of calm and confidence. Then the companion to the left and back of this guy appeared stronger and more sturdy, with broad shoulders, giving the feeling that he could carry the whole world. His face was strong, with clear lines, revealing an unyielding determination. His hair was thick and curly, and his eyes were bright and shining with sharp light, like a lion that could see through all hypocrisy and lies. The last one, although his build is below average, he has solid muscles and smooth lines. Although his skin is slightly rough, he gives people a feeling of perseverance. Although his eyes are not big, they flash with a hint of cunning. When people see him at first glance, they can't help but say, damn, the flat-headed brother has become a spirit. The 3 sturdy ordinary people in front of Ling Feng are the brothers Wuder, Wucai and Wuning. Although the 3 brothers have different appearances, they all have a common characteristic, that is, they exude a sinister aura and a sense of power that makes people involuntarily afraid of them. My friend, could you please give way to us? The 3rd brother Wu Neng strode towards Ling Feng with an expressionless face. When he was less than half a body away from Ling Feng, he suddenly grinned and whispered, the road is wide and we should each walk on one side. So, I advise you to mind your own business, otherwise, you will be in trouble because of us 3 brothers. Huh? You dare to threaten me? Damn it, what if I don't obey you? Ling Feng looked at Wu Neng with contempt. He was worthy of being the guy with the same hairstyle as the flathead. This arrogance and domineering character, this arrogant conduct, seemed to be innate. Anyone who saw him wanted to give him a slap in the face. Seeing that Ling Feng, who was walking alone, dared to contradict Wu Neng, his second brother Wu Cai, who was the most burly, didn't say much, but directly swung his right fist and hit Ling Feng's head hard. If you get hit, you'll lose some skin if you don't die. At this critical moment, A fighting skill that he had never learned or seen before, elbow pressing, head smashing, arm crossing, suddenly appeared in Ling Feng's mind in the form of an animation demonstration, and at the same time nourished his limbs and bones at the fastest speed. The process was so quick, almost in the blink of an eye. In other words, before the opponent's fist touched Ling Feng's head, Ling Feng had already mastered the technique of pressing the elbow to hit the head and turning the arm away. Well, Tongzi, you are worthy of it. I have to admit that you are excellent. Ling Feng praised the system while dodging to the right naturally. Then, he raised his right forearm as quickly as possible to block and defend, and used his left forearm to press down on the enemy's right elbow joint, making it impossible for him to move. Finally, he pulled out his right fist and hit the enemy's head, knocking the guy down instantly. Wu Neng, who was standing by, saw this and hurriedly helped Wu Cai up and moved him back to their eldest brother Wu Der. Brother, this guy is quite skilled. I'm afraid we can't defeat him. How about we retreat? Don't be afraid, third brother, we have our big brother here. After comforting Wu Neng and the others, Wu Der rolled up his sleeves and smiled at Ling Feng. Not bad, not bad. You are quite skilled, but I don't know if you can withstand my punches and kicks, as I have practiced martial arts for 3 years. TSK, you've only practiced martial arts for 3 years. As long as you haven't opened your Ren and Du Meridians, you have to stay here today until Yao Yao Ling's people come. After Ling Feng tasted the sweetness brought by martial arts, he spoke with vigor and power. It seemed that all his old ailments disappeared all of a sudden. His waist didn't hurt anymore, and his legs and feet were much more agile. Wu Der, who couldn't stand people who were more arrogant than himself, became furious when he heard Ling Feng's words and punched Ling Feng in the abdomen. Before that, Wu Cai swung his right fist to attack the head, and Ling Feng used the fighting skill of elbow to hit the head and cross arms to respond. But now Wu Der didn't follow any martial ethics and actually swung his right fist, but the attack point was the abdomen. This is how people deal with it. Tongzi, hurry up and tell me how I should deal with this wild dog's moves. Before Ling Feng finished his words, a similar animation demonstration action appeared in his mind again. However, this time what appeared was a demonstration of a skill called neck chop, throat lock and knee strike, and the teaching process was very fast and it was done almost in the blink of an eye. At this moment, the opponent's sandbag-sized fist was close to his abdomen. Although the heavy fist had not reached him, a cold gust of wind had already arrived. Cut the neck, lock the throat, and knee him. Ling Feng suddenly shouted to create momentum, and then with lightning speed, he slapped the opponent's right wrist with his left hand to defend, and at the same time, he raised his right hand and chopped the right side of the opponent's neck, causing the opponent's eyes to go black, his body to lose balance instantly, and he fell heavily on the stairs with a bang. As the opponent was knocked down, Ling Feng achieved the first double kill in his life. Although Ling Feng has easily dealt with 2 guys, now is not the time to be careless, because there is another guy waiting nearby, watching closely. Hey, your 2 brothers are down now, what about you? Should I do it or should you do it yourself? I can do it myself. I don't want to trouble you. Wu Neng gave a dry laugh to show his weakness. Then, he clenched his fists, pointed in the direction of his head, and punched himself hard. Just when Ling Feng thought that the other party was going to commit suicide, he didn't know that Wu Neng was the most despicable guy among the 3 brothers. Because, he took advantage of Ling Feng's inattention, and his right fist, which was supposed to hit his head, suddenly changed its route and hit Ling Feng's lower body fiercely, intending to kill Ling Feng. Ding! Friendly reminder, the despicable move used by the opponent is called Monkey Stealing Peaches, which is a low-level move in martial arts, mainly targeting male warriors. The techniques include picking, twisting, pulling, lifting, climbing, and tearing. Although this move is insidious, the system has a move to defeat the enemy for the host to use. Remember, you can only use this method to crack it when you have to deal with it in the future, otherwise it should not be used lightly. Ling Feng was overjoyed when he heard that, and quickly used the moves given to him by the system to instinctively stretch out one hand to lock the opponent's right arm. With the other hand, he pinched the anti-joint position and exerted force. With a click, he caused irreversible damage to the anti-joint. In plain words, it meant that the arm was useless, and would be ruined for life. Right now. An indignant voice suddenly came from the next room. Hey! What are you guys doing outside making such a commotion so late at night? Do you have any sense of public morality? People have to go to work tomorrow morning. Don't they need to sleep? Ling Feng was speechless. The three Wooder brothers were silent. Chapter 25. It's early in the morning. Let me see if this thing is suitable. Faced with the dissatisfaction of Wu Di's neighbors opposite, Ling Feng did not explain anything. After all, the ones who really disturbed their rest were not him but the three brothers Wooder. It just so happened that it only took 5 minutes to deal with the three brothers of Wooder, and then Yaroyaling's people arrived at the scene. After Comrade Yaroyaling's patient explanation and consolation, Wu Di finally dared to open the door and poked his little head out. Comrade Police, have all the bad guys been caught? Yes, Ms. Wu, a uniformed law enforcement officer nodded. Then he turned sideways, pointed at Ling Feng and said, however, it was not us who actually subdued these three habitual criminals, but this gentleman. It was also thanks to this gentleman's bravery that a crime was stopped in time. Mr. Ling. Oh my god, it's you. Mr. Ling, I've thought about the full-time driver thing, no problem. Ling Feng shrugged and smiled. Okay, let's do as I told you before, Monday to Friday off, only weekends for designated drivers, and in the morning. Alright, the two of you don't need to reminisce about the past yet. Cooperate with us to record your statements first, okay? Wu Di quickly walked to Ling Feng and nodded to the law enforcement officer, sure, no problem. Half an hour later, Yaroyaling took the three Wooder brothers away with the confessions of Ling Feng and others. The premeditated burglary was thus exposed, and the system prompt sound appeared in Ling Feng's mind at this time. Ding! Congratulations to the host for completing the special desire mission of the little goddess Wu Di. Ding! The reward for completing this task is a one-time special skill automatic advancement opportunity. Please select one of the following special skills to advance. 1. Unintoxicated body next level, all attributes increased by 20%, awakening passive skill, scent of beauty. In the state of being drunk but not drunk, the sense of smell is increased by 300%. Remember, each special skill enhancement requires 10 enhancement points. 2. Iron alloy steel bar body invalid, not available. Can transform any part of the body into a titanium alloy steel bar, increasing the strength by 500%, extending by 20%, and increasing the touch sensitivity by 200%. The duration is 60 minutes, and it can be triggered once every 120 minutes. 3. Fighting the next level has the ability to challenge 10 infantrymen, and at the same time, the strength is increased by 100%. Martial arts refers to the techniques of fighting and combat. It originated from various fighting techniques invented by ancient people for survival and competition, such as Chinese martial arts, sanda, boxing, judo, wrestling, Muay Thai, Jeet Kune Do, karate, etc. Martial arts require comprehensive fighting skills and physical fitness to be able to flexibly respond to various attacks and defenses. Looking at the introduction of advanced special skills provided by the system, Ling Feng was instinctively stunned. The special skill of undrunk body seems to be useless. Even if I succeed in upgrading, even if I awaken the passive skill of scent of beauty, I still feel that it is useless. Is it possible that seeing with my eyes is not as good as smelling with my nose? It is a complete waste of upgrading quota. Fighting skills are more practical. Therefore, I choose to automatically upgrade to fighting skills. Ding! The system received instructions from their host. Ding! Fighting skills are being advanced. Ding! Advancement successful. Martial arts level 2. Sanda, boxing, judo, wrestling, Muay Thai, Jeet Kune Do, karate, taekwondo, etc. have all entered the entry level. Fighting techniques refer to fighting and combat techniques, which originated from various fighting techniques invented by ancient people for survival and competition. Remember, fighting techniques must have comprehensive fighting skills and physical fitness to be able to flexibly respond to various attacks and defenses. After successfully advancing his fighting skills, Ling Feng felt that his own strength was extraordinary, and he couldn't help but feel secretly happy. Fuck, this feeling, this power, is much stronger than before. It seems that I need to beat up 10 strong men like Wooder in one go to feel satisfied. Just when Ling Feng was feeling good about himself, his broad, rough hand was suddenly tightly grasped by a small hand that reached out from behind him. Suddenly, a soft feeling instantly touched his heart from his fingertips, like the autumn breeze gently caressing his palms. Ling Feng couldn't help but secretly thought, oh my god, this girl's little hand feels so comfortable to touch. No, why is she touching my hand? Is she trying to take advantage of the fact that no one is around and do that to me? Looking at the slutty expression on Ling Feng's face, Wu Di knew that his actions were a bit ambiguous, and his little face flushed with embarrassment. But even so, she showed no signs of letting go, and there was a pitiful expression on her face, her little mouth pouting in grievance, and she just kept staring at Ling Feng. Mr. Ling, are you going to leave here now? Well, yes, what else? Ling Feng replied very politely, subconsciously looked at the little hand that was holding him tightly, and took a deep breath. Without waiting for Wu Di to speak again, Ling Feng gently wrapped her small hand with his big hand, and his thumb gently rubbed her palm, as if conveying tenderness and sweetness. Seeing this, Wu Di's face flushed again, even redder than before. She pursed her lips and lowered her head shyly, but still held Ling Feng's hand tightly. At this moment, time seemed to freeze, and they became the most beautiful picture in the world. After a moment, Ling Feng had a clear view of Wu Di's only pinned wish list. I'm really scared to be alone at home. What if those rude-looking guys escape from prison and come back to seek revenge on me? I'm a weak woman, and I can't even hold a chicken. How can I withstand a second threat? It would be great if Mr. Ling could take the initiative to stay and accompany me for a night. Looking at the contents of Wu Di's wish list, Ling Feng laughed. This is the goddess you are talking about. That's it. Miss, how long are we going to stand outside? And you held my hand and wouldn't let me leave. Aren't you trying to invite me into the house and sit down? Think about it. Mr. Ling, you just saw those rough-looking guys. They are really scary. So, I hope Mr. Ling will stay. But, don't worry. To express my gratitude, I will sleep in the living room and you can sleep on my bed. Okay? Ling Feng took their hands and smiled. Miss, we are all like this, do you think I can still leave? Oh, my, Mr. Ling is so annoying. Wu Di suddenly realized, quickly let go of his hand, covered his red face and ran into their house. Ling Feng followed closely behind and closed the door. Early the next morning. Mr. Ling, it's time to get up. Hearing this sweet voice, Ling Feng was instantly awakened from his dream. He opened his eyes and saw a vast expanse of white scenery. At this moment, he remembered what someone once said, I have touched the peaks of the mountains and entered the deep valleys, and both have benefited me a lot. There may be some errors in this statement, but Ling Feng thinks it is roughly the same meaning. At this moment, Wu Di was standing beside his bed. Today she is wearing a JK outfit. With her pure and sweet looks and petite figure, she really looks like a high school girl. Although she has a lowly face, her development is a bit too amazing. She was standing beside the bed, bending over and rubbing Ling Feng's face with her hands, asking him to get up. So after Ling Feng opened his eyes, he felt a little lost. Sister, just take this test. Ling Feng, who had just woken up and was a little confused, almost said what was in his heart, and quickly changed the topic. Good morning, sister, which food restaurant are you going to live broadcast today? After he finished speaking, Ling Feng secretly rolled his eyes at Wu Di and said, Sister, please pay a little attention to your image, okay? It's so early in the morning, and you let a pure little boy like me watch this kind of thing. Do you think it's appropriate? I think it's quite suitable. It's extremely suitable. By the way, the reason why you don't grow taller is definitely because all your nutrition is concentrated in one place. No wonder some seniors said that a woman who can't see her feet when she lowers her head is the most beautiful woman in the world. Chapter 26. It's over, the dog anchor is already in the car. Hearing Ling Feng's words, even the roots of Wu Di's ears were red and hot. She lowered her head to glance at the collar of her clothes, then stood up quickly and urged with a red face, Mr. Ling, hurry up and get up and have breakfast. After breakfast, we can talk about which gourmet restaurant to go to for the live broadcast. Okay, you go out first, I'll put on some clothes first. Ling Feng was used to sleeping naked and couldn't get up in front of Wu Di. Wu Di stuck out his tongue and ran out quickly. Fortunately, the bedding was all new, otherwise it would cost a lot of money. After going out, Wu Di took another deep breath, rubbed his face vigorously and muttered, I am so embarrassed. Why did Mr. Ling look at me there with that kind of eyes just now? It made me really embarrassed. Wu Di suddenly looked at that place again and was stunned. Oh, no wonder he felt so tired on their way to buy breakfast in the morning. It turned out that it had grown bigger. That doesn't seem right. It wasn't this big a while ago, how come it became bigger overnight? After Wu Di left the bedroom, Ling Feng quickly put on his clothes and was about to go wash up when his cell phone suddenly vibrated. He picked it up and saw that it was a good morning message from Fang Xiexue. Ling Feng felt happy and thought that since both of them had that need, and she needed it more than him, then he had nothing to be embarrassed about. Then, he sent a provocative message back. Good morning, Sister Xiexue. Do you want to do something exciting tonight, like oral sex? As soon as Ling Feng sent this message, Fang Xiexue replied to him. It was so fast that it took almost seconds. Brother Feng, I'm sorry, I'm afraid I can't do it. Seeing this, Ling Feng grinned, raised his eyebrows, and quickly edited a message. What's the matter? Your aunt came to visit you again. If that's the case, I'll send you some good things later. I'm sure your aunt will be so happy that she won't be able to leave your house. Brother Feng, it's not my aunt who's visiting. She just left a few days ago. You know that. Ling Feng frowned in confusion. That's not what you meant. Then why did Sister Xiexue say no? Fang Xiexue replied to the first few messages immediately. But after a long time, I still didn't receive a reply from the other party after waiting for a long time. Ling Feng was a little upset. Just when he was about to make a video call to ask what was going on, he received a string of reply messages from the other party. It turns out that she is going to go big this time. Brother Feng, didn't I sleep very little the night before yesterday after spending so much time with you? As a result, I slept almost the entire next day, and even skipped the dance practice class in the afternoon. So, that afternoon my stepmother came to my dormitory to look for me. Although she didn't suspect that I had spent the night outside, she would know about it sooner or later. By then it would be too late to explain anything. Then, I thought it would be better to let her know in advance rather than later. Ling Feng was stunned. Huh? From what you said, you told your stepmother about us. No, Brother Feng, I didn't tell you about the crazy night I spent with you. This kind of thing is a secret between the two of us. Even my stepmother has no right to know. Besides, I told her that we went out drinking with a few roommates that day and came back to the dormitory late, which caused me to get up late the next day and miss dance practice. I didn't expect her to believe it. However, if she really knew about what happened between us, she would definitely go to my dad and make trouble again. It's really annoying. It seems that my stepmother has already suspected it, so I have to be honest recently. Oh my god, your stepmother is such a mean person. Ling Feng looked down upon her fiercely. Doesn't this old woman obviously want to delay my second brother from doing his work? It's really fucking stupid. Alright, Brother Feng, don't be angry. Xiexue will send you a voice message later. I guarantee you'll be satisfied. Reborn from the ashes and then extinguished again, what's the point? Ling Feng snorted unhappily and sent a message. Xiexue sister, why don't you make our relationship public? I wonder who in Rongju dares to say a word against it. Brother Feng, I know you have a powerful background, but don't forget that night, you promised to be a trump card. It's a bit early to show your trump card now, so don't be anxious, especially in this matter, everything depends on Xiexue. Ling Feng gave a helpless smile. Okay, I'll listen to your arrangements and just be a good long-term sex partner of yours. Then may I ask you, my friend, do you want to hear the sound of someone humming? Ling Feng smiled. You are such a clever little guy, you are so lovable. But, forget it now, just do your thing. Without chatting any further, Ling Feng went to wash up. Then, he had breakfast with Wu Di. By the way, young lady, I'm afraid you don't have much time to live broadcast your food show today. Wu Di frowned and whispered, from what Mr. Ling said, we have to be together all day today. Well, that's about right, because I need you today. Ling Feng looked Wu Di up and down and nodded. This little girl looked really good in this JK outfit, and her breasts seemed to be a little bigger. It was a pity that the clothes were street goods and they definitely didn't feel good to the touch. Oh. Wu Di didn't know how to answer, so he had to smack his sexy lips to hide his embarrassment. In Wu Di's heart, Ling Feng did not hesitate to attract her attention or please her again and again, so she was sure that Ling Feng was interested in her. For example, he occasionally gave her a luxurious Chongqing seafood hotpot buffet dinner that cost tens of thousands of yuan, and generously let her test drive a $1 million luxury car and gave her millions of tips in the live broadcast room. All these tricks were just his tactics of playing hard to get. After all, it is absolutely impossible that Ling Feng has spent so much effort on her if he is not interested in her. That's why Wu Di came to her so proactively last night. Ling Feng should have flirted with her and played poker with her, but what happened in the end? He, who was so cool last night, actually let her sleep on the sofa. But it doesn't matter. Didn't he ask me to be his designated driver? 10 times at a time is no big deal. Wu Di swore that there would be a day in his life when his chauffeuring business would go bankrupt. 10 minutes later. Ling Feng wiped his mouth, smiled with satisfaction and said, "Miss, please accompany me to Taihangli in the city center this afternoon. Go shopping." What else? The only luxury goods worth going to Taihang in the city center are what else is there? Wu Di rolled her eyes helplessly when she heard that, but she didn't refute anything because Ling Feng was so rich, so she didn't plan to refute anything. "By the way, Mr. Ling, what are you going to buy?" Ling Feng said calmly, "Let's take a look at it when the time comes. Anyway, if it suits you and you like it, just buy something." Then, he slapped his forehead, looked at the time on his phone awkwardly, and smiled. "Fuck, I almost forgot about my morning tea time. Miss, before we go to Taihangli, how about accompanying me to the Grand Feast Hotel? It's up to you. I'll be your designated driver for the whole day anyway. I'll follow you wherever you go." Looking at Wu Di's look of "you are my only hope" and letting her pick the fruits of her labor, Ling Feng couldn't help but take a deep breath. It turned out that this little goddess was indeed very lethal. After arriving downstairs, Wu Di did not get in the car immediately, but took out his mobile phone and started the live broadcast. Ling Feng was stunned when he saw this. "Miss, didn't I tell you not to broadcast live? Why are you still broadcasting live?" "Oh, Mr. Ling, you misunderstood. I just logged into my account and posted an announcement and explanation about not live streaming food today. Otherwise, fans will complain. So, thank you, please, Mr. Ling." "Okay, but only this time." After hearing Wu Di's explanation, Ling Feng felt relieved and didn't care about anything. "Oh my god, why is the dog anchor broadcasting so early today?" "That's right, we usually only go online for live broadcast in the afternoon." "Wait, why does the license plate number next to the dog anchor look so familiar?" It's over, the dog anchor is already in the car." Chapter 27 Here 10,000 words omitted. Just when Wu Di turned on the live broadcast and made the announcement, the few viewers in the live broadcast room instantly became excited again. "Oh my god, no wonder the dog anchor wanted to get in the car. Isn't this the Hummer H2 that the anchor drove after eating hot pot that night? People gave the dog anchor millions of dollars in rewards directly. It turns out that they had already made arrangements in private. Har har har, $1 million for one shot is not something that most people can afford. Wasn't the story the dog anchor told last night very exciting? No, I want to listen to the dog anchor tell stories. Har har har, you want to hear a story? Come on, I'll tell you the wonderful story that happened between our dog anchor and the rich brother last night. Okay, the story is over, brothers, it's really satisfying to listen to it. Fuck, these 3 points would require 10,000 words to be omitted. Oh my god, they are all talented people. The storyteller upstairs, I don't want to listen to the simplified version of the story, which is only loved by children. I want to listen to the original version. Wu Di couldn't help but frown as he looked at the interesting comments in the live broadcast room. No, brothers and sisters, didn't you see my announcement? I just want to take a day off today. It's really not what you think. What's not what we thought? Then what do you think we would think? To be honest, host, have you really fallen? Then what about last night? Har har har, he must have gone out for that thing last night. I observed the stars last night and found that the rich man is not good enough. How about I take over? Oh my god, that old guy upstairs is going to make me laugh to death. It's obvious that you have no chance. I don't care whether it's an opportunity or not. I'm already numb. I just want the anchor lady to give the rich man a shot, please. Wu Di naturally wouldn't give Ling Feng a shot, not even of his back. Talking on both sides. While Wu Di was live streaming, Ling Feng immediately checked the reminder message the system had left for him late at night. Originally, the system was to provide him with information feedback services 24 hours a day, but Ling Feng thought it was inappropriate, at least not during late night sleep. Otherwise, it would not allow people to sleep well. Therefore, any system information feedback notification after midnight will not make any sound and will be handled silently. It was not until the next day that Ling Feng checked it himself. Therefore, the following information was released by the system in the early hours of last night. Ding! Friendly reminder, their host's personal consumption the day before was 1,296,733 yuan, which is rounded to 130 big six. According to the 1% withdrawal mechanism of the special item daily gold card, a total of 1.3 big six were withdrawn for the host this time. Ding! The benefit has been deposited into their host's main card, please check it in time. Personal wealth balance, 1.093 million. Income source, Ling Group S fixed monthly pocket money of 2 million, Magic City S Chaebol He Family S fixed monthly pocket money of 8 million, and the daily income god of wealth card cashback amount of 13,000 today. Seeing that his personal wealth balance unexpectedly but also as expected had increased by 1.3, at most 6, Ling Feng was surprised, but more of a little delighted. Tongzi, your special item, the daily gold god card, is pretty good. It's really powerful. So if I use a low-level cashback card to spend 10,000 big six every day, then can't I get 100 more big six the next day? 1,000 big six in 10 days, 10,000 big six in more than 3 months, isn't that a small goal achieved? Damn, this thing seems feasible just thinking about it, very exciting. Ding! Friendly reminder, their host's idea is feasible, but not advisable, because the low-level consumption cashback card can only consume 10 big number 6 at a time, and the maximum daily limit is 200 big number 6. Hearing the system's patient explanation, Ling Feng smiled calmly. Har har har, alright, Tongzi, I was just joking. We are not short of money, right? Wu Di, who had just finished the live broadcast, glanced at the smiling Ling Feng and suddenly said, Mr. Ling, I'm ready. I've already made the announcement in the live broadcast room. So when are we going to leave? Really? Well, let's go now, Ling Feng nodded at her, and I'll send you the location of the Grand Feast Hotel right away. Afterwards, Ling Feng took Wu Di into the car. The Grand Banquet Hotel is the only 7-star hotel in Chengdu, and is just one street away from SKP, the world's most prosperous and luxurious shopping street. Guests who can afford to stay in this hotel are usually either wealthy or noble, or they come here for the SKP luxury shopping street in the south of the city. That marketing advertisement said it more wisely. Happy shopping, global shopping, why not shop at SKP in the Grand Feast Hotel? It can be seen that the reputation of this hotel is far greater than that of SKP. When they were about to arrive at the Grand Feast Hotel, Wu Di looked at the extremely luxurious and high-end hotel gate and subconsciously asked in a low voice, Ling, Mr. Ling, are you sure you want to have morning tea in the Grand Feast Hotel? I heard that the hotel is a 7-star hotel. If you just want to have morning tea, I think the summer hotel is more cost-effective. Summer hotel? Sorry, I haven't heard of it. I just know that I used to love having morning tea at the Grand Feast Hotel. I've never been to other hotels and I don't want to go. Anyway, I'm not short of money, so why should I always look at the price-performance ratio? Ling Feng rolled his eyes at her helplessly. He wasn't asking her to treat him and spend money, so he really didn't know why she was so nervous. Although Ling Feng gave him the cold look for no reason, Wu Di didn't think there was anything wrong with it and didn't argue any further. After all, Ling Feng is her benefactor and also one of the richest men on the list. After a moment, Wu Di drove the car to the front entrance reception area of the Grand Feast Hotel, and soon a handsome valet came over. Hello, dear guest, welcome to the Grand Banquet Hotel. From now on, I am your car steward, Xiao Li. If you have anything to say, please talk to me. Well, okay, Xiao Li. Ling Feng was stunned for a moment when he saw Wu Di's incredible look, then he leaned over Wu Di's body and smiled friendly at the parking attendant outside the car window. Xiao Li, let's stick to the old rules. Please help me park in the special parking space on the basement floor below the Qingfeng Yarjing private room. Oh my god, it really is Mr. Ling. Okay, Xiao Li will park your car in the parking space you designated. Now please move to the private room with this beautiful lady to have a nice cup of tea and rest comfortably. When the parking attendant saw that the person who spoke was Ling Feng, he quickly nodded and bowed politely. If someone didn't know, they would think that it was the popular star who came. After getting out of the car, Ling Feng walked to the driver's seat, gently tapped the car window with his hand, and pointed to the parking attendant next to him. Hey, little sister, please get out of the car quickly, we are waiting to park for us. R. Oh, okay, Mr. Ling, I'll be right down. Wu Di, who was still daydreaming, was awakened by the knocking on the window and quickly got out of the car with an apologetic smile. When Ling Feng and his friends were walking towards their hotel gate, the valet drove the car to the underground garage. At this moment, not far from their hotel entrance, a man wearing a dark grey suit, a white shirt, a blue tie, and dark brown leather shoes glanced here inadvertently, and then hurriedly trotted over. I saw that the other person's suit jacket had smooth lines and a simple yet elegant design. The white shirt and blue tie inside looked clean and neat, and gave people a fresh feeling. The shoe surface was shiny without a single scratch or stain. All in all, this is a successful person with a strong sense of self-discipline. Mr. Ling, you are here. Ling, Master Ling. Wu Di burst out laughing when he heard that. He, Master Ling, if my kingdom is still here, I will allow you to be a Northwest king of the opposite sex. How about that?